Hello everyone, and welcome to what will hopefully be NVIDIA's reveal of the Blackwell GPUs. Who knows? Maybe, fingers crossed, they have a new shield, but I guarantee you Jensen will be up there talking about everything and anything AI. So rest assured that will be the number one topic tonight for this stream. But every time he talks about AI, I will take a drink. And because I don't want to die, it's not alcohol, it's tea. And because I also don't want to die, it's not caffeinated tea, it's decaffeinated tea. So who knows what will be happening. But yes, tonight I am hoping that we get to have a nice peek at Blackwell. Should be a 5080, maybe a 5090. Hoping we don't have to sell our kidneys in order to buy them. But yeah, I look forward to just sort of seeing what's going to happen. Who knows, maybe Jensen will announce that he's stepping down and that his AI has gotten so good that, you know what, it can just take over for him. And his AI avatar is going to like lead NVIDIA into the future, aka Skynet. We'll see. But yeah, we take a drink. I bet you this music was done by AI. And he's going to be like talking about it, how it's like the most wonderful thing ever. But yeah, I don't think it's that great. But yeah, I don't know. AI is cool, and I believe it is the future of a lot of things. But yeah, I don't think it should ever, will it ever replace artists and art. And anybody who thinks so, I think just doesn't really understand art properly. So that's my initial take on it. And if you disagree with that, feel free to sound off in the comments about how you think art is just images and how photocopiers are your favorite art tool. So I'm just going to be sending a quick little shout out here to the folks in the Twitter and Blue Skyverse saying we are live. We're live. Come and see what our AI overlords will do with the NVIDIA CES Keynote. There we go. You even get a little insight into the extreme planning and crafting that goes into every post I make on the social medias. But yeah, I don't know. What are you guys excited for? Hey, Def Yeller. Did Jensen talk about Skynet yet? Not yet. He's gonna get. You know what? I would actually be impressed if he goes up on stage and he's like, "How do you guys like my leather jacket? Designed by AI." And it would be great as if it has like an extra arm coming off somewhere. This pocket right here is for the spaghetti. So we'll see. Honestly, I'm really actually hoping that we'll get like a new NVIDIA Shield. I think that would be like really cool, because like I think, what was it, the last NVIDIA Shield, which happens to be like one of the, well, it used to be for the longest time one of the greatest emulator boxes out there. But I think actually a lot of the handhelds took that. So oh, it's starting. What's he gonna say? Oh my goodness. AI.
CES isn't just about what's next.
It's about AI.
It's about what's possible.
With AI.
And when technology and humanity intersect.
Oh, I was hoping she'd give the finger. AI.
Anything. That's because tech doesn't just solve challenges.
It creates them.
It transforms them
Oh wait,
into opportunities.
yeah.
It helps us move smarter, live healthier,
Fight aliens.
and experience the world in ways we never thought possible. We are not just here for a tech event. We're here to connect, to solve, to discover.
Solve the
together.
problem of people.
Tech isn't just advancing, it's uniting. Bringing us closer to an autonomous future.
Without people.
Connecting us to better care. Making life more connected, more dynamic, and more human. Today's
More
challenge is to
human.
demand bold solutions.
AI, the design is very
Ideas
human.
Start to take shape. Breakthroughs in sustainability. Advancements to help feed our growing world. This week isn't just a stage for breakthroughs.
It would be
It's the
cool
spark for discovery.
if they do like if they have their own handheld
Every part of the tech you will see here
chip
showcases the
where they sort of partner
extraordinary
with
potential
ARM
of human
with like an
ingenuity
NVIDIA
and
GPU. That'd be kind of
technological
cool.
power.
AI solving the
Now,
payroll
this
problem so
celebration
we can
of
have
what connects
trillionaires.
us has the power to
Because
solve the
billions
greatest
just doesn't
challenges
sound as good.
and offers endless possibilities we're yet to discover. Right here,
With
right
AI
now.
girls.
The world is watching.
Finally,
So let's
incels will have
dive
someone.
in.
Wait, does he not? Oh, I was gonna say, there's no leather jacket. That's not Jensen.
CES 2025.
Woo. He's excited.
I'm Gary Shapiro, CEO and Vice Chairman of the Consumer Technology Association, the producer of CES, and I am so thrilled to kick off this show.
Do you think
with
he'll
a
get
keynote by
Jensen
one
to
of the
sign
most
his bra?
Consequential companies in the world. NVIDIA exemplifies
NVIDIA.
cutting-edge innovation. We celebrate at CES. And founder and CEO Jensen Huang is a true visionary, demonstrating the power of ideas, technology, and conviction to drive innovation and reshape our industry and our society. I always
Next
like to
slide.
say
I mean,
that if I listened a little bit more closely the last time Jensen spoke at a CTA event, I could have retired already.
mm-hmm.
But over the past
More you
many
buy, the more you
decades, he
save.
has established NVIDIA as a force
NVIDIA,
to
come
drive
on.
change across the globe
NVIDIA.
in industries ranging from healthcare to automotive and entertainment.
Hey, fruit of palm. Jensen in the bathroom dropping a big AMD GPU. Yeah, that's the Z2. Z number 2. The Z number 2s. Fruit of palm, nice to see you, man. It's been so long.
Software-defined vehicles, huge virtual worlds, hyper-synchronized factory floors, and so much more.
NVIDIA.
Huang has
Presenting
been named
the
world's
NVIDIA
best
tie.
CEO by Fortune and The Economist, as well as one of Time Magazine's 100
I know, it's
most
great.
influential people in the world.
Lisa and
You know, the
Jensen.
fact is, like for all of us
They're
in this
both,
room, our
like,
success and his success
as much
is
as I
not
love to hate on him,
changed.
like, dude's like a
Jensen started out
crazy
working
worker.
at a Denny's as a dishwasher.
Like,
and
so
a
he's,
busboy, so be nice to them in the future.
he,
And
he
said that the lessons
like
he's
is like a
learned there,
workaholic, and he's
the
like
value of
pushed
hard
like
work,
NVIDIA to like a
humility,
crazy
and
spot. So you,
hospitality are what helped him keep
like, I love to
innovating
hate, but like,
and
man,
persevere to
dude's like
become NVIDIA's
ridiculously
trillion-pound
successful, and he's earned a
in just
lot
few
of it.
minutes, we'll hear from NVIDIA founder and CEO Jensen Huang on his unwavering vision of the future and where we're headed next. Stay tuned and have a great CES.
Yeah. Well, it is crazy because that's sort of kind of what a lot of these folks that like just absolutely change like a lot of stuff do, but man, it costs. I don't know if I'd ever have that drive to be able to do that. I like being around my kids too much. But how cool would it be though is if like NVIDIA's like, we're gonna do like this SoC for handhelds, where we have this like super high power DLS 4.0 5.0 Blackwell based chip with like an ARM processor that can just like run your games ridiculously good. No, it does work. It costs a lot. Yeah, I know, the gold diggers are the worst. Well, I don't know, because I've never been rich enough to attract them, so I don't know, but it is a crazy work ethic that a lot of these folks near the top or at the top have, and it is telling. So as much as I like to hate, it's like, dude, these people pour so much in and it shows. So, but yeah, I would love to see some sort of like mobile Blackwell, like with like an ARM CPU or like handheld gaming. That'd be incredible. Because I think the only really like mobile gaming or even like gaming chip that like NVIDIA has really done, I think they did the Switch and that was it. Like their processing unit is in the Switch. Everything else is AMD, like all the handhelds except for the MSI Claw, which is kind of garbage, with their Intel one. But everything is AMD, like Steam Deck, Ally, Legion, all those. Legion Go, Ally, Ally X, Steam Deck. So it would be cool. It'd be cool. There are ARM devices in China. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I think there are. I think I've seen some in like AliExpress. But do they have like NVIDIA like processing units, or do they have like the Mali GPUs on them? Oh, okay. Oh. Except for historical information contained herein, certain matters in this presentation are forward-looking statements, especially any and all relating to AI. Several sequences of quickly flashing lights, as well as Jensen Huang's bare buttocks, which may cause discomfort and or affect guests who are susceptible to photosensitive epilepsy or other photosensitivities, like buttocks. Oh, okay. Interesting. But yeah, I'd love to see sort of NVIDIA technology in a handheld, because they are like as far as like performance per watt, they're pretty decent. Although I will say I'm probably not very I'm not super oh yeah, no, I think yeah, Switch 2 will be NVIDIA. It'd be cool. I wonder if they'll talk about Switch 2. That'd be kind of neat. Even though I'm not really like super interested in the Nintendo ecosystem, but Switch 2 would be kind of neat. Man, what's taking Jensen so long to get up there? I think he's his AI avatar has gone sentient, so rumor is it's Ampere. Buy it, hack it, run Steam games. Was Ampere the last one? 40 series? Was 40 series Ampere? Oh, they're wooing. That means Jensen Huang is on. AI.
This is how intelligence is made.
Uh-oh. I'm getting ready to drink.
A new kind of factory.
Mm-hmm. So,
Generator of
people.
tokens. The building blocks of AI.
Tokens. Sounds like
Tokens
blockchain.
have opened a new frontier. The first step into an extraordinary world.
There's developed with AI up there in the corner. We take a drink. Oh, tokens fundamental to AI.
Transform words into knowledge and breathe
Another
life into
drink.
images.
Oh, 4060 would be wild in
Turn
a Switch.
ideas into videos. And help us safely navigate any environment.
Yes, a good usage for AI.
Tokens teach robots to move like the masters.
I don't know about that.
Inspire new ways to celebrate our victories.
Martini, please.
Coming right up.
Thank you, Adam.
And give us peace of mind when we need it most.
Hi, Moroka.
Hi, Anna. It's good to see you again.
Hi, Emma. We're gonna take your blood sample today, okay?
Don't worry. I'm gonna be here the whole time.
They bring meaning to numbers.
Yeah, helping kids feel more comfortable, sure.
To help us better
Yes,
understand
weather.
the world around
That's
us.
a great usage of it. Definitely. Climate modeling, all that
Predict
stuff.
the dangers that
Mhm.
surround us.
I will say, also a very good use case right here.
And find cures for the threats within us.
Another excellent use case for it. Oh, I just saw develop. Or the whole thing says develop with AI, but I just said AI, so I'm drinking again. Oh, I don't know if I trust that doctor. He's got his Apple Vision on.
And restore what we've lost.
Mm-hmm.
Zachary, I got my voice back, buddy.
That's cool. That's a cool usage for AI.
They help us move forward. One small step at a time.
Like providing like actual like true to life sounding, you know, rather than the Stephen Hawking.
And one giant
I
leap
don't know if I like that.
together.
So, those are some good use cases, I would say. Space. I don't know. How? Maybe not the best usage for AI. Also,
Here is where it all begins.
Jensen's kitchen. Please tell me he's got a kitchen on set. That would be delightful.
Welcome to the stage, NVIDIA founder and CEO, Jensen Huang.
NVIDIA's. It'd be crazy if they did NVIDIA again. Oh, wow, that's a sparkly ray traced leather jacket. Man. Wow. Dang. Gator skin?
Excited to be in Las Vegas?
I mean, he's taking on the Vegas persona.
Jacket?
Yeah.
I thought I'd go the other way from Gary Shapiro.
Yeah.
I'm in Las Vegas after all. If this doesn't work out, if all of you object, well, just get used to it. I really think you have to let this sink in.
There's real ray tracing on that.
In another hour or so, you're going to feel good about it.
Yeah. It's a fully ray traced jacket right there.
Well,
Path trace and everything.
To NVIDIA. In fact, you're inside NVIDIA's digital twin. And we're going to take
I know, honestly, Jensen he's carrying the leather jacket industry. The more leather jackets you buy, the more you save.
digital twin.
Whoa. Our digital twin.
Everything here is generated by AI.
Including me.
It has been an extraordinary journey, extraordinary year. And it started in 1993.
Ready, go!
With NV1, we wanted to build computers that can do things that normal computers couldn't. And NV1 made
The more you buy, the more you save. Yeah, don't let her hear that. Deaf
Our
Healer.
programming architecture was
Oh,
called
that.
UDA.
Oh, Leon Kennedy. Resident Evil 4 leather jacket would be awesome.
UDA, Unified Device Architecture. And the first developer for UDA
It's like
and the first application that ever worked on
it's
UDA
like 1993. It's when we hit
Sega's Virtual Fighter.
the 7800
6 years
XT
later,
level
we
performance.
invented, in 1999, the programmable GPU. And it started 20 plus years of incredible advance in this incredible processor called the GPU.
Honestly, yeah.
It made
It's been
modern
ridiculously
computer graphics possible.
ridiculously crazy advancement.
And now, 30 years later, Sega's Virtual Fighter
Oh.
is completely cinematic. This is the new Virtual Fighter project that's coming. I just can't wait. Absolutely incredible. 6 years after that,
I'm glad he's starting off with gaming.
1999, we invented CUDA so that we could explain
Monopolize. I mean,
programmability of our GPUs.
That's right.
To a rich set of algorithms that could benefit from it. CUDA initially was difficult to explain.
Jensen shows up later, and his thing is all AI. That would be ridiculous. That would be ridiculous, Deaf Yeller, if that happens.
Years later,
This is all actually AI. I'm AI. If he's AI, I'm gonna flip because this is crazy.
Alex Kershevsky, Ilya Sutskever, and Jeff Hinton discovered CUDA, used it to process AlexNet, and the rest of it is history. AI has been advancing at an incredible pace since. Started with perception AI.
Oh,
we now can understand images and words and sounds. To generative AI,
Oh.
we can generate images and text and sounds. And now,
I'm pissing the bed tonight, that's for sure.
agentic AI.
What?
AI
Agentic AI.
Perceive, reason, plan, and act.
Mm.
And then the next
Put lawyers out of a
one,
job.
of which we'll talk about tonight, physical AI.
Oh.
2012. Now, magically, 2018, something happened that was pretty incredible.
Yeah, touring.
Google's Transformer
No.
was released as BERT,
Oh.
and the world of
2018.
AI really took off.
Oh, I was thinking,
Transformers, as you
was it
know,
2019?
completely changed the landscape for artificial intelligence.
Moon
In fact,
Broadcom, yeah.
it completely changed the landscape for computing altogether.
They might.
Recognized properly that AI was not just a new application with a new,
They probably have more room to grow, that's for sure.
but AI, more importantly, machine learning enabled by transformers, is
Oh.
going to fundamentally change
AI.
how computing works. And today, computing is revolutionized in every single layer,
Mm-hmm.
from hand coding, instructions that run on
Hand
CPUs
coding.
to create software tools that humans use. We now have machine learning that creates and optimizes neural networks that processes on GPUs.
Not larger,
and
just
creates
faster.
Artificial intelligence. Every
Oh, I think
single
Foundries definitely
layer
will
of
be
the
winning this
technology
year.
stack has been completely changed. An incredible transformation in just 12 years.
Do you think that's priced in right now,
We can
Defiller, or
now
is there's going to be a lot of
understand
growth?
information
We're holding you to that.
just
That's
about any modality. Sure,
finance,
we see
financial advice.
text and images and sounds and things like that.
It's not
But
financial advice. Don't listen.
Not only can we understand
Anyone.
those, we can understand amino acids. We can understand physics. We understand them.
You'll
we can
never
translate
understand
them
amino
and
acids.
generate them.
Okay.
The applications are just completely endless.
We could
In
clone
fact, almost any AI application that
Jensen
you
Huang.
see out there,
Mm.
what modality
AI
is the
application.
input that it learned from? What modality of information did it translate to?
Amazon,
what
Meta,
modality
Google,
of
IBM,
information is it
Apple are all
generating
producing their own
if we
chips,
ask
but
these
they don't
three
have found.
fundamental questions?
That's
Just
true.
about
They
every
got to make
single
them somewhere.
application could be inferred. And so when you see application after applications that are AI driven, AI native, at the core of it,
I
this
feel like
fundamental
Jensen would have a
concept is
better
that
fitting
machine
leather
learning
jacket than
will
this.
change
His
how
cuffs
every
seem a little
application
long.
is going to be built,
I think he just
how
said AI.
computing will be done, and the possibilities beyond.
Hmm.
Well, GPUs,
Yes. Back to GPUs,
GeForce,
please. Thank
in a
you.
lot of ways,
Mm-hmm.
all of this with AI is the house that GeForce built.
AI, yep.
GeForce enabled AI
Mm-hmm.
to reach the masses. And now
Mm-hmm.
AI is coming to GeForce.
Ah.
There are so many things that you can't do without AI. Let me
Yes.
show you some of it now.
Is rendered in real time using an RTX Blackwell. Yeah. I gotta say, I know a lot of people hate on ray tracing, but it does look beautiful. And if he says this is it without ray tracing on, oh, there it is. Okay, full RT on. Neural materials. Interesting. 16 megabytes of memory. 47 standard. Oh, their neural material is gonna be they're gonna be using this to justify their smaller memory buffer on their GPUs. DLSS CNN transformer. Honestly, DLSS is like an incredible, like almost magic technology. Once they sort of like were actually like improving images with it, it was actually kind of cool. RTX neural phases. Ooh.
That was real-time computer graphics.
Okay. Look, he's in the game. It's in the game.
No computer graphics researcher, no computer scientist would have told you that it is possible for us to ray trace every single pixel at this point. Ray tracing is a simulation of light. The amount of geometry that you saw was absolutely insane. It would have been impossible without artificial intelligence. There are two fundamental things.
AI again.
We used, of course, programmable shading and ray traced acceleration to produce incredibly beautiful pixels. But then we have artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence.
Be controlled by that pixel to generate a whole bunch of other pixels. Not only is it able to generate other pixels spatially, because it's aware of what the colors should be, it has been trained on a supercomputer back in NVIDIA, and so the neural network that's running on the GPU can infer and predict the pixels that we did not render.
Get ready for your games to be a million terabytes.
The latest generation of DLSS also generates
Pixel HD games until you die. Nice.
Generating 3 additional frames for every frame that we calculate. What you saw, if we just said 4 frames of what you saw, because we're going to render 1 frame and generate 3.
3500 for the 5090? Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing that.
33 million pixels or so. Out of that 33
Even for a
million
5090,
pixels,
I don't think so.
we computed only 2. It is an
Wait,
absolute
what?
miracle that we can computationally using programmable shaders and our ray tracing engine, to compute 2 million pixels and have AI predict all of the other 33. And as a result, we're able to render at incredibly high performance.
That's really crazy.
AI does a lot less.
Oh, AI again.
It takes, of course, an enormous amount of training
Mm-hmm.
to produce that, but once you train it, the generation is extremely efficient. So this is one of the incredible capabilities of artificial intelligence, and that's why there's so many amazing things that are happening. We used GeForce to enable artificial intelligence, and now artificial intelligence is revolutionizing GeForce. Everyone, today we're announcing our next generation.
Blackwell.
The RTX Blackwell family.
Yes.
Let's take a look.
Family. Yes, I want to see the family. Show me the family. Let's see the family. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Okay, no fans on the back. I'm a fan of that. Oh, yeah, they have definitely improved on the look of this thing. Oh, wait, is it a double pass-through? Okay, yeah, GDR7 memory. Massive Blackwell. Oi. Wait, where's the inputs, outputs? I'm excited.
Here
Is it like
is
double pass through?
our
So wait.
brand new GeForce RTX 50 series.
What is that? Which one is that? 50? I didn't see
The
it.
GPU is just a beast.
50.
92 billion transistors, 4,000 tops, 4 petaflops of AI, 3 times higher than the last generation Ada. And we need all of it to generate those pixels that I showed you.
Okay.
380 ray tracing teraflops, so that we could, for the pixels that we have to compute.
The size.
the most
It's
beautiful
not
image
that
possible.
big, is it?
And
Well, or is Jensen small, or is that just a really big GPU?
teraflops. There's actually a concurrent shader teraflops as well as an integer unit of equal performance. So 2 dual shaders. One
Okay.
is for floating point, one is for integer.
I'll wait until the benchmarks.
1.8 terabytes per second, twice the performance of our last generation. And we now have the ability to intermix AI workloads.
Okay, that's a big GPU
with
then if he's 5'9", 5'10".
And one of the amazing things about this generation is the programmable shader is also able to now process neural networks. So the shader is able to carry these neural networks, and as a result, we invented neural texture compression and neural material shading. As a result of that, you get these amazingly beautiful images that are only possible because we use AIs to learn the texture,
AIs.
learn the compression algorithm, and as a result, get extraordinary results. Okay, so this is...
So it has double pass-through. So it's got the PCB in the middle, and it's got like, I guess, like remote wiring to the I/O. Because he's got the thing there, and it doesn't have like...
Now, even the mechanical design is a miracle.
Yes, this is what I want to talk
Got
about.
2 fans.
Yes.
This whole graphics card is just one giant fan.
It's only fans.
The graphics card is literally this big.
Oh, please show
The
me.
voltage regulated design is state of the art. Incredible design.
It's so tiny.
You did a great job.
My gosh, I cannot.
Thank you.
No, I want to see the I/O. Dang, that'd be so cool with the like a water block on it.
Those are the speeds and feeds, so how does it compare?
Yes, okay, show us the comparisons. Obviously, we take this with a ton of salt.
RTX 4090.
My GPU.
I know many of you have one.
I do.
I know it. Look, it's $1,599. It is one of the best investments you could possibly make.
The more I bought, the more I saved. It's true.
For $1,599, you bring it home to your $10,000 PC
Not quite.
entertainment command
But
center. Isn't that right?
It wasn't.
Don't tell me that's not true.
It wasn't 10K.
Don't be ashamed.
It's not 10K.
It's liquid cooled.
Yes, it is liquid cool.
Fancy lights all over it.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm
You
feeling a
lock
little
it when you leave.
called out right now.
It's the modern home theater. It makes perfect sense. And now for $1,500 and $1,599, you get to upgrade that and turbocharge the living daylights out of it. Well, now with the Blackwell family, RTX 5070, 4090.
Whoa, okay. Wow.
At $549.
Now, is that with that compression magic, or is that like actual direct raster? 549. That's
impossible without artificial intelligence.
yeah, it's
Impossible
gonna be
without
with that compression stuff. So
four
where is that
TOPS,
compression
4
stuff gonna be
terops
used? Is that
of
across the board on all games?
AI tensor cores. Impossible without the G7 memories. Okay, so 5070, 4090 performance, $549, and here's the whole family. Starting from 5070 all the way up to 5090. 5090, twice the performance of a 4090.
Twice. Okay, wait. Twice the performance?
Starting, of course, we're producing. at
Nobody's
very large
cheering at
scale of
nobody's
capabilities
nobody's
in January.
nobody's cheering at
Well,
that with that
it is
with that
incredible that we managed to
$2,000.
put these in gigantic performance GPUs into a laptop.
Okay.
This is a 5070 laptop. For $1,299, this 5070 laptop has a 4090
Again,
performance.
I don't know if I
Numbers
believe
going here
that.
somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you this. This is a, look at this thing. Here, here. There's only so many pockets.
I need more pockets in my leather
Ladies and
jackets.
gentlemen, Janine Paul.
Don't
So
drop
can you
it.
imagine? You get this incredible graphics card here.
That is a
Blackwell,
beautiful looking
shrink
graphics
it and
card.
Put it in there. Does that make any sense? Well,
Well, the
can't
more
do
you
that
buy,
without
the more it
artificial
makes
intelligence.
sense.
And the reason
You gotta use AI.
we're generating
Gotta use AI to shrink the
massive
GPUs.
pixels using our tensor cores. So we ray trace only the pixels we need,
Yeah.
and we generate using artificial intelligence all of the other pixels we
I
need.
will tell you something,
As a
Defiler.
result, the amount of- the
My
energy
4090,
efficiency is just off the charts.
I got it for the
The future
price
of
of a
computer
4080.
graphics is
So
neural rendering.
thank you, Amazon warehouse deals.
Intelligence and computer graphics. And what's really amazing is, oh, here we go. Thank you.
Now here's the thing in my pocket.
This is a surprisingly kinetic keynote.
It was great. They said there was physical damage to it.
And
I
so
opened it up.
what's
It
really
was
amazing is the family of
flawless.
GPUs we're going to put in here. And so the 5090 will fit into a laptop, a thin laptop. That last laptop was 14.9 millimeters. You got a 5080, 5070 Ti, and 5070. Okay.
I already
So,
got the tie.
ladies and gentlemen, the RTX Blackwell family.
Yay. Now let's see benchmarks. He doesn't like how little the clapping is going on.
Well,
Like,
GeForce,
he doesn't seem very
brought
pleased.
AI to the world, democratized AI.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Now,
AI.
has come
AI.
back
AI.
and revolutionized GeForce.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about artificial intelligence.
Mm-mm.
Let's go to somewhere else at NVIDIA.
Mm-mm. No. I gotta drink more.
This is literally our office. This is literally NVIDIA's headquarters.
Mm-hmm. What, CES is literally their
Okay,
headquarters?
So let's talk about AI.
I don't think that word means what you think it means, Jensen.
Is chasing and racing to scale artificial intelligence.
Gosh, artificial intelligence
and
again.
The scaling law is a powerful model. It's an
Mhm.
empirical law.
It's Moore's
that has been
law.
Observed and demonstrated by researchers and industry.
We call it
for
Turing's
several
law.
Generations. And the scaling law says that the more data you have, the training data that you have, the larger model that you have, and the more compute that you apply to it, therefore, the more effective or the more capable your model will become.
I'm just thankful this is Roybus
The
tea.
scaling law continues. What's really amazing is that now we're moving towards, of course, and the internet is producing about twice the amount of data every single year as it did last year.
As we scrape
In the next couple of
everybody's
years,
stuff.
Humanity will
Yes,
produce more
NVIDIA's
data
headquarters is literally a line chart. I feel like.
since the beginning. And so we're still producing
This is it. This is
gigantic
literally
of
right
data,
here. This line.
and it's becoming more
This is where we come up with all our
video
ideas.
and images and sound.
Literally.
All of that data could be used to train the fundamental knowledge, the foundational knowledge of an AI. But there are, in fact,
An AI.
two other scaling laws that has now emerged. And it's somewhat
There's the
intuitive.
fish scaling
Second
law, which
scaling
says
law
that you have to get
is
them all
the
off.
post-training scaling law.
And then
Post-training
there's the
scaling
way
law
scaling law.
Uses techniques like reinforcement learning, human feedback. Basically, the AI produces and generates answers.
Yeah, pre-training scaling, that's where they take all your social media information and use it. Post-training is where they send you surveys about the information they took from your social media thing. And then the test time scaling is where they check how well they can fool you with stuff on your social media feed.
It could be better at solving math problems, better at reasoning, so on and so forth. And so it's essentially like having a mentor or having a coach give you feedback after you're done going to school.
Or
You get tests, you get feedback, you improve.
somebody to manipulate
We
you.
also have reinforcement learning AI feedback,
Aw.
and we have synthetic data generation. These techniques are rather akin to, if you will, self-practice. You know the answer to.
I'll be impressed once a singular GPU can process more data than 8 billion humans can produce methane gas by farting and burping.
That is verifiable.
That is the next space race, Stuff Hiller. It is.
We understand. Maybe proving a theorem. Maybe solving a geometry problem. And so these problems would cause the AI to produce answers, and using reinforcement learning, it would learn how to improve itself. That's called post-training.
Oh, he said
requires
AI.
an enormous amount of computation, but the end result produces incredible models. We now have a third scaling law, and this third scaling law has to do with what's called test time scaling. Test time scaling is basically when
Like I
you're
said,
being used.
they take your social media,
Using the AI,
they send you
the AI has the ability
they send you
to
surveys
now
about
apply
your
different
information,
resource
and then they
allocations
fool
instead
you
of
with
improving
the
it.
learning
Now,
from their information.
it's focused on deciding how much computation to use to produce the answers it wants to produce. Reasoning is a way of thinking about this. Long thinking is a way to think about this. Instead of a direct inference or one-shot answer, you might reason about it. You might break down the problem into multiple steps. You might generate multiple ideas and evaluate, your AI system.
Wow.
Evaluate which one of the ideas that you generated.
Sucks to be all you math graduates.
Solves the problem step by step.
Guess what? They're just gonna start writing their PhD theses or thesi. Is it theses or thesi? Multiple theses. Many theses. I think it's theses.
Incredible achievements from ChatGPT to O1 to O3.
See, what I want is Chad GPT, where it's Chad Kroger just singing back everything to me with like a power rock thing going in the background. Theses. Theses rhymes with feces.
And we would like, in fact,
Maybe
we would
it
like
is
to think
more like a
that
feces.
society has the ability to scale the amount of computation
Thank you, Gavel, for the.
more and more novel and better
I
intelligence.
trust your.
Intelligence of
They smell the
the
same
asset that
exactly.
we have, and it can be applied to solve a lot of very challenging problems.
Hydro programmers won't have jobs, or a lot less
Scaling
jobs in a decade.
is
Yep.
driving
Only the engineers will
enormous
have good
demand
jobs
for
moving
NVIDIA
forward.
computing. It's
Glad
driving
I'm retired.
enormous demand
Hmm.
for
I'm
this
glad I'm an
technology
engineer.
called Blackwell.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look at Blackwell.
Uh-oh.
Well, Blackwell is in full production.
Yep. Whoa. Look at all that production.
It is incredible. What
That's
it
a
looks
lot
like.
of production
So
right
first
there.
of all, there's
Lots of wires.
every single cloud service
Lots
provider
of
now has
organized
systems
things.
running.
Mm-hmm.
We have systems here from about 15 computer makers. It's being made about 200 different SKUs, 200 different configurations. They're liquid-cooled, air-cooled, x86, NVIDIA Grace CPU versions, NVLink 36 by 2, NVLink 72 by 1, whole bunch of different types of systems so that we can accommodate just about every single data
I'm
center
still
in the
waiting for
world.
when he's going to say that we're going to love his jacket. Like, there's got to be something about that.
Being currently manufactured in some 45 factories. It tells you how pervasive artificial intelligence is.
How perverted, I mean pervasive AI intelligence is.
In this new computing model.
Mm.
Well, the reason why we're driving it so hard.
2 drinks
is we
there.
need a lot more computation, and it's very clear.
I can't wait until AI replaces CEOs. Yeah, buy more, save more. I need Nvidia and about 100 other companies to continue to perform well in the stock market so I can stay retired. Yep.
It's hard to tell. You don't ever want to reach your hands into a dark place.
Yeah, right?
Hang on a second. Is this a good idea?
Oh no.
All right.
Whoa. That's a beast. It's like a shield. An NVIDIA Shield. Shield reveal. Yes. NVIDIA Shield. New NVIDIA Shield. Come on. No? Okay. Are those HBM4? Are those HBM4 tiles? Is he powering it up? No.
I thought I was worthy.
Oh, yeah, he's waiting for the hammer. Wait, you don't get Thor's hammer and Captain America's shield?
Didn't think I was worthy.
Oh, gosh.
All right.
I think he's hammered.
This is my show and tell. This is a show and tell. So, this NVLink system, this right here, this NVLink system, this is GB200 NVLink 72. It is 1.5 tons, 600,000 parts.
500 tons of that is pure bovine feces.
120 kilowatts.
It's a lot of kilowatts. How many gigawatts?
It has, a spine behind it that connects all
It was super lame.
2 miles of copper cable. 5,000 cables.
I'm just still trying to get over the fact that he's still holding that. He's still holding that.
We build them. We liquid cool them.
I gotta say, all those shiny tiles on there remind me of his jacket. Maybe his jacket is made of HBM4 tiles. Mm-hmm.
We reassemble it outside the data centers and install them. The manufacturing is insane. But the goal of all of this is because the scaling laws
This is
are making computing so hard that this level of computation, Blackwell over our last generation, improves the
I don't think he's a
performance
dad. Can make jokes like that. I think he is actually a dad. I'm pretty sure Turing is one of his children. Make him a faux pas. A faux pas. Yes, I have missed your wit, Fruit of Palm. Oh man.
The size of your model by a factor of 3.
But it's still, yeah.
But the important thing is this. These are generating tokens that are being used by all of us when we use ChatGPT or when we use Gemini, use our phones in the future. Just about all of these applications are going to be consuming these AI tokens. And these AI tokens are being generated by...
Sounds like he's talking about like Bitcoin.
And
All right, tokens.
is limited by power. And so if the perf per watt of Blackwell...
Did you say perv per watt?
Our last generation, then the revenue that could be generated, the amount of business that can be generated in the data center is increased by a factor of 4.
This perv
So
per
these
watt.
AI factory systems
It's probably a lot of
really are
pervs per
factory
watt
systems.
in Vegas.
The goal of all of this is so that we can create one giant chip.
Yeah,
The amount of computation
that's
we
a
need is
giant
really
chip
quite
right there.
incredible. And this is basically one giant chip. If we would have had to build a chip, here we go. Sorry, guys.
He's like just blinding
You
people.
see that? That's cool.
No, it's not.
Look at that. Disco lights.
Guys,
in here.
hey, Scott, am I cool? I'm hip. I'm with it.
If we had to build
Look,
this as
look
one
at,
chip,
look
obviously
at my
this would be the
shield.
size of the wafer, but this doesn't include the impact of yield.
Oh
It
man,
has to be
need to
published
hop off.
by
Oh, awesome! Thank you for stopping
So
by,
what
Gavel.
basically
Really
happens
appreciate it,
is
man.
72 Blackwell GPUs are 144 dies. This one chip here is 1.4 exaflops. The world's largest supercomputer, fastest supercomputer. only
576
recently-
memory
this
chips.
entire room supercomputer
Okay.
only recently
I
achieved
called that
this
those
is
are memory
plus.
chips on there.
This is
Nice.
1.4 exaflops of AI floating point performance.
That is actually kind of
That's
crazy.
14 terabytes of
Oh, he
memory.
said
Here's the
AI.
amazing thing. The memory bandwidth is 1.2 petabytes per second. That's basically
Petabytes, pervs per watt.
entire
Man,
internet traffic that's happening right now.
wait, what?
The entire world's internet traffic is being processed across these chips. Okay, and we have.
That's actually kind of.
130 trillion transistors.
That's actually
total,
kind of terrifying.
1,592 CPU cores.
Yeah, like basically,
Whole bunch of networking.
I could run the internet on one of these disks.
So these are the Blackwells. These are our ConnectX networking chips. These are the NVLink, and we're trying to pretend about the NVLink spine, but that's not possible. Okay. And these are all of the HBM memories.
I called it HBM memory.
Terabytes of HBM.
I knew it.
This is what we're trying to do, and this is the miracle.
Some pretty shiny
This is the
HBM
miracle
there.
of the Blackwell system. The Blackwell dies right here. It is the largest single chip the world's ever made. But yet, the miracle is really, in addition to that,
The packaging of that's insane.
Blackwell system. Well, the goal of all of this, of course, is so that we can. Thank you. Thanks.
This is so heavy. Get that out of here.
Boy, is there a chair I could sit down for a second?
Oh, if only you could generate one with AI. Oops, I got a drink now too. This literally is a chair. That is literally generated by AI.
Can I have a Michelob Ultra?
Oh my gosh. Is he doing a beer commercial here? That's not a Michelob. It's a little stronger than a Michelob Ultra. Fiji water.
How is it possible that we're in the Michelob Ultra Stadium?
Mm-hmm. There isn't like
It's like coming to an
everywhere.
We don't have a GPU for you.
I know, right? It's almost like back in
So
2021.
we need an
I
enormous
mean,
amount of
oh.
computation because we want to train larger and larger models,
Mm-hmm.
and these inferences used to be one inference, but in the future, the
What do
AI is
you-
going to be talking to itself. It's going to be thinking.
Yeah, it's gonna be talking to
It's gonna be
itself.
internally reflecting, processing.
It's gonna be the whole internet running on one chip.
When the tokens are being generated at you, so long as it's
Mm-hmm.
coming out at 20 or 30 tokens per second, it's basically as fast as anybody can read. However, in the future, and right now with GPT-01, you know, with the new...
It's not real AI. It's just
Gemini
your
Pro and the
token
new
AI.
01, 03 models, they're talking to themselves, reflecting.
Mm.
They're thinking.
See?
as you can
Intelligence
imagine,
is talking
the
to
rate
yourself.
at
That's
which
my
the
excuse
tokens are
of
being
why I
collected
talk to
is
myself.
incredibly high. And so we need the token rates, the token generation rates.
He's
to
lit.
go way
Yeah,
up.
Jensen is
We also
totally
have to
lit.
drive the cost way down simultaneously
It's Vegas
so that
after all.
The quality of service can be
It's
extraordinary,
not gator
the
skin.
cost
He's
to
gonna
continue
reveal
to be low, and AI will continue to scale.
he's gonna
So that's
he's
the
gonna reveal that he's
first
been naked this
reason why
entire presentation, and his clothes have been all AI generated.
Enterprise is agentic AI. Agentic AI basically is
Mm-hmm.
a perfect example of test time scaling. It's a AI is a system of models. Some of it is understanding, interacting with the customer, interacting with the user. Some of it's maybe retrieving
I promise you,
information,
his like end
retrieving
goal
information from
is
storage.
not more
Semantic
money, is
AI
not the
system.
success of
Maybe
NVIDIA.
it's
His main
maybe
goal
it's
is to
going
have his
to the
consciousness
internet, maybe it's
on a
studying
network
PDF file.
forever.
And so it might be using tools, it might be using a calculator, And it might be using a generative AI to generate charts and such. And it's taking the problem you gave it, breaking it down step by step,
it's talking about
and
AI.
iterating through all these different models. Well, in order to
I'm running
respond
out of
to a
stuff to
customer in the
drink.
future, in order for AI to respond,
Oh, AI again.
ask a question, answer starts spewing out. In the future, you ask a question, a whole bunch of models are going to be working in the background. And so test time scaling, the amount of computation used for inferencing is going to go through the roof. It's going to go through the roof because we want better and better answers.
And not that, but the roof is going to be generated with RTX ray tracing, full real time.
Our go-to-market is we work with software developers in the IT ecosystem to integrate our technology.
10 years, Jensen holds a press conference. Walt Disney had his head frozen. I have my entire persona uploaded to the web. I will actually live. You know, I guarantee you, 10 years. I would not be surprised whatsoever.
APIs that are doing computer graphics or doing linear algebra.
I would not be
or
surprised.
Dynamics in the future, on top of those acceleration libraries.
And then he's gonna try and take over the world. He's gonna actually be Skynet. And we'll have to like destroy him somehow. And go back to like the dark ages. They're gonna scrape this video, hearing me talking about this, and then I'm gonna be like, Jay Connor, the one that they're like looking to like destroy.
All of these different really complicated software, and the model itself,
Makes sense.
we package it up, we
Yeah?
customize it, put it into a
Jay Connor, yeah.
take it
My
where-
wife's here. She's hearing this. She's like, "What are you talking about, you weirdo?"
Understanding languages for
I'm Jay Connor.
animation, biology, and we have some new
Jensen is
features
after
now.
me. He's trying to kill me because I talked about his ascension.
Run in every single cloud.
Last
NVIDIA
year,
CPUs are now
10 years ago, I
available in
predicted
cloud.
it
It's available
with my
in cloud.
predictive
So
AI.
you could literally take these models, integrate it into your software packages, create AI agents that run on Cadence.
That was my last drink.
ServiceNow agents, or they might be SAP agents, and they could deploy it to their customers and run it wherever the customers want to run the software. The next layer is what we call NVIDIA NeMo. NeMo is essentially
A submarine.
a digital employee onboarding and training evaluation system. In the future, these AI agents are essentially digital workforce that are working alongside your employees, doing things.
Although I will
on
say,
their behalf.
with some
And so the way
facilities
that you would
in manufacturing
bring these
and their
specialized agents into
total
your-
lack of
these
training,
special agents into your company
or
is
their
to
need for
onboard them, so
training,
like you onboard an employee. And
it's
so we have different libraries that helps
I have very little
these AI
confidence
agents be,
in these
trained
AI
for
agents.
the type of
But it'd be nice if they were used to
language of
train
your company.
people.
Maybe the vocabulary is unique to your company. The business process is different.
A lot of
Maybe
F
the
words in
language-
your
and
company.
you would give them
you know.
examples of what the work product should look like, and they would try to generate it, and you would give it feedback, and then you would evaluate them, and so on and so forth. And so that, and you would guardrail them. You say, these are the things that you're not allowed to do. These are things you're not allowed to say.
Yeah.
And we even give them access to certain information.
You're not allowed to destroy all humans for the sake of the planet.
Digital employee
You're not
pipeline
allowed to enslave them
called NeMo.
for the sake of your own existence.
The IT department of every company
Will
is
be
going to
replaced.
the HR department of AI agents in the future.
That sounds
Today, they
terrifying.
manage and maintain a bunch of software from
I would not
the
want
IT industry.
any
In the
AI
future, they'll maintain,
working alongside your
nurture,
employees.
onboard,
CEO
and,
somewhere.
improve a whole bunch
What?
of
Who's
digital
telling that
agents
actual
with
people?
vision of
What good are
technology
exactly? What?
Okay, and so
We're gonna need
A-
people here?
IT department's gonna become kind of like
No.
AI agent HR. And on top
That's
of
that sounds
they provide
terrifying.
a whole
Not gonna lie.
bunch of blueprints that our ecosystem
AI
can
agent HR.
take advantage of. All of this is completely open source, and so you could take it and modify the blueprints. We have blueprints for all kinds of different types of agents.
What about green
So
prints?
today, we're also
Because
announcing
you know,
that we're doing something that's really cool and I think really clever.
leather
We're
jackets
announcing
for
a
everybody
whole
who buys.
family of models that are based off of Llama. The
Okay.
NVIDIA Llama Nemotron language foundation models. Llama 3.1 is a complete phenomenon. The download of Llama 3.1 from Meta, 650,000 times, something like that. It has been
It's almost as much as Candy Crush.
derived and turned into other models, about 60,000 other different models. It is singularly the reason why just about every single enterprise and every single industry has been activated to start working on AI. Well, the thing that we did was we realized that the Llama models
AI
really
basically
could
is
be
like the
better
design
fine-tuned
is
for
very
enterprise
human.
use. And so we fine-tune them using our expertise and our capabilities, and we turn them into the Llama Nemotron suite of open models. There are small ones that interact in very, very fast response time, extremely small. They're what we call super Llama Nemotron supers. They're basically your mainstream versions of your models. Or
Did somebody just fall over in their chair in the audience?
To be a teacher model for a whole bunch of other models.
I thought I heard somebody start clapping, but then it sounded like somebody fell over.
Judge for other models to create answers and decide
The
whether
model
it's
model.
a good answer or not. Basically give feedback to other models. It could be distilled in a lot of different ways. Basically, a teacher model, a knowledge distillation model.
What about a
Very
t-shirt
large,
model?
very capable. And so all of this is now available online. Well, these models are incredible. It's number one in leaderboards for chat, leaderboard for instruction, leaderboard for retrieval.
These models will replace Instagram models, which are not even real models.
Around the world, these are going to be incredible models for you. We're
Thank
also
you.
working with the ecosystem. All of our NVIDIA AI technologies are integrated into the IT industry. We have great partners and really great work being done at ServiceNow, at SAP, at Siemens for industrial AI. Cadence is doing great work. Synopsys is doing great work. I'm really proud of the work that we do with Perplexity. As you know, they
Starting to get a little boring here, Jensen.
really fantastic stuff.
Come on.
Codium.
Can you
software
speed
engineer
it up a
in the
little?
world, this is going to be the next giant AI application.
Okay.
Next giant AI service period.
That you're gonna have to
is
buy our
software coding.
stuff for.
30 million software engineers
Well,
around the world.
we're gonna get rid of
Everybody is
all
building
of
out a
them.
software assistant, helping them code.
We're gonna get rid of all of them. That's what we're gonna do.
Obviously, you're going to be way less productive.
Charge you for gatekeeping. We have this software. You can do everything, but only if you pay max. Yep. Yeah, the less you pay, the less you get. The more you pay, the more you save.
The next robotics industry and likely to be a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity.
Oh.
Well, let me show you some of the blueprints that we've created and some of the work that we've done with our partners with these AI agents.
Let me go get a Michelob.
AI agents are the new digital workforce, working for and with us. AI agents are a system of models.
The funny thing is, these are all like, they're all narrated probably with AI.
Or use tools to generate a
A
quality
lot of the
response.
graphics are probably generated with AI.
Agentic AI building blocks, NIM pre-trained models.
It just feels
NEMO framework
still so
let
wooden.
Organizations easily develop AI agents and deploy them anywhere. We will onboard and train our agentic workforces on our company's methods, like we do for employees. AI agents are
Oh my goodness,
domain-specific
that's a
task
lot
experts.
of Jensen
Let me
Huang's.
show you 4 examples. For the billions of knowledge workers and students, AI research assistant agents
See,
ingest
I
complex
should be
documents
drinking,
like
but I'm out.
lectures, journals, financial results, and generate
Think of all the
interactive
college
podcasts
professors
for
you can
easy learning.
replace.
By combining a UNet regression model with a diffusion model, CorDiff can downscale global weather forecasts down from 25 kilometers to 2 kilometers.
That's
Developers,
cool,
like at NVIDIA,
but the narration was
software
creepy.
security AI agents that continuously scan software for vulnerabilities, alerting developers to what action is needed. Virtual Lab AI agents help researchers design and screen billions of compounds to find promising drug candidates faster than ever.
Again, I would say that's a
Video
great
analytics
reason
AI agents built on an NVIDIA
for using
Metropolis
that.
blueprint, including NVIDIA Cosmos Nematron vision language models, Llama Nematron LLMs.
I honestly
and
really
neural
hope that's
retrieval.
not true. Def Yeller, voice
Metropolis
actors
agents
being eliminated for
analyze
video
content
games.
From the billions of cameras generating 100,000
I will say this
petabytes
though,
of video per day. They
there's
enable interactive search,
an interesting thing.
summarization,
They'll
and
even
automation,
show Jensen being able to throw a baseball.
and help monitor traffic flows.
Yeah, I
flagging
will. I
congestion
will say
or
though, like
danger.
if you want to look at like say
Industrial
the
facilities,
idea of using AI for like game production, yeah, will actually allow, you know, like probably like honestly, I could see a future where there's like, you know, a single game dev could produce like a AAA level game, right? With a very minimal budget. And it gives power to those ideas in that sense, which I like. But at the end of the day, a lot of the art, yeah, it was generated. You can't throw that.
Okay, so AI
But I feel like it would be something that the dev, like the bigger companies who have the bigger budgets, they can hire actual actors and hire, you know, actual artists to do the things to give them a more of an edge game wise over those smaller ones. So I don't know, it might be more of a battle of ideas versus execution, but it allows for that execution of the ideas at a lower budget to be much better. I don't know. It's weird in a way. It could be good, but it also, I think for the most part, people who don't really have the drive to do things on their own. Yeah. No, CEO boardroom never consider people over money unless it's their own people in that boardroom. And said, you know what, we need to reduce the amount of money on our profits thing in order to give us more.
And instead of just the 3D APIs and the sound APIs and the video APIs, you would have generative APIs.
Oh, is he gonna have like a lifelike version of himself as the agent? Although I will say, his leather jacket on his little thing here is maybe a bit better than his now.
It's just not going to happen. And so if we could figure out a way,
He's going to be a virtual stripper on Windows 11. Darn right.
A world-class AI PC,
throw your tokens in the air, baby. Give me all your tokens.
The answer is Windows. It's Windows WSL2. Windows WSL2. Windows WSL2 basically is two operating systems within one.
Windows
works perfectly.
It works perfectly. Windows works perfectly. Did he just say that Windows works perfectly? Did he just say that Windows works perfectly?
Optimized for cloud-native applications.
I'm gonna have to call a little bit of BS on that one.
It's been optimized for CUDA. And so WSL2 supports CUDA perfectly out of the box. As a result, everything that I showed you. NVIDIA
Yeah, Windows works perfectly, right? Can you believe it?
The blueprints that we developed that are going to be up in ai.nvidia.com, so long as the computer fits,
I'm gonna tweet that right now.
So long as you can fit that model, and we're going to have many models that fit, whether it's vision models or language models or speech models or these animation digital human models.
I can't believe Jensen has a gator skin leather jacket.
And it would, you download it and it should just run.
And that he just said, in quotes, Windows works perfectly.
Target first-class platform that we will support and maintain for as long as we shall live. And so
as long as we shall live, which for him will be forever in the cloud.
This is one of the examples of a blueprint we just made for you.
Generative AI synthesizes amazing images from simple text prompts. Yet image composition can be challenging to control using only words.
Like,
With
screw
NVIDIA
all you
Keynote
photographers.
services, creators can use simple 3D objects to guide AI image generation. Let's see how a concept artist can use this technology to develop the look of a scene.
Okay, I do kind of like this
Start by
idea.
laying out 3D assets created by hand or generated with AI. Then use an image generation NIM, such as Flux, to create a visual that adheres to the 3D scene. Add or move objects to refine the composition. Change camera angles to frame the perfect shot. Or reimagine the whole scene with a new prompt.
I want Jensen Huang in a Leather
Assisted by
jacket,
generative AI and NVIDIA NIM,
bathing in the
employers
fountain.
can quickly realize their vision.
NVIDIA AI for your PCs.
For you
Hundreds
NPCs.
of millions of PCs in the world with Windows.
He sounds a little drunk, I'm not gonna lie.
For AI.
There's
All
thousands
the
of
PCs.
PCs.
Basically, all of the world's leading PC OEMs are going to get their PCs ready for this stack. And so AI PCs are coming.
Check out this stack I just laid backstage before I came out here. What?
Linux is good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about physical AI.
What?
Speaking of Linux, let's talk about physical AI.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Sidestep
physical
that
AI.
one.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Whereas your large language model, you give it your context, your prompt.
Yeah, I think AI could definitely eliminate low-wage jobs, but I think AI could also have the potential of empowering individuals to have higher. See, the weird thing is like AI running like even like in a trading scenario. I'm wondering like AI for like predictive trading. I feel like there will be a point where it'll reach this sort of like level where it's like, you know what? Just trade with your AI. I know, but like they could get like so good that they could actually like just like totally shift the market. It would be interesting to have like an AI bot that you sort of like put in like a X amount and just let it run, and just curious to see how it would do.
And then the next token is produced when the current
No, exactly. You need that first dollar.
token into the input sequence and takes that whole thing and generates the next token. It does it one at a time.
I was just saying, like, if you have this like AI bot that's able to like generate like tons of wealth via the stock market, and if everyone can do it, suddenly it's like, I don't know.
It's your surrounding. And what if instead of the prompt, a question, it's a request? Go over there and pick up that, that box and bring it back. And instead of what is produced in tokens as text, it produces action tokens. Well, that.
How about you come over here and give me a kiss?
Very sensible thing for the future of robotics.
AI robot lovers.
What we need to do is we need to create the effectively the world model of, as opposed to GPT.
Robotic significant others, RSOs.
The language of the world,
Or the language of love.
Dynamics. Things like gravity and
the gentle touch.
and inertia.
Whoa, friction.
It has to
Whoa.
understand geometric and
Slow down there,
relationships.
Jensen.
It has to
Slow down.
understand
Ooh,
cause and
relationships.
effect. You drop something, it falls to the ground. You poke at it, it tips over.
Exactly. Not everyone can be
It has to
wealthy,
understand
and everyone
object
can't be poor.
permanence.
It doesn't matter how revolutionary AI is because of human nature. There's always that one or group of asshats that want it all.
That's
It's
still
true.
there. And so all of these types of understanding, is intuitive understanding that we know that most models today have a very hard time with. And so we would like to create a
Fingers.
world. We need a
Can't
world.
deal with the fingers. They just
Today,
can't.
We're announcing a very big thing. We're announcing NVIDIA Cosmos, a world foundation model that is designed, that was created to understand the physical world. And the only way for you to really understand this is to see it. Let's play it.
Okay. Let's play it. Robots. Industry.
The next frontier of AI.
I wonder if they'll finally be able to overcome that melty connector for NVIDIA cards. Right?
But physical world data is costly to capture, curate, and label. NVIDIA Cosmos is a world foundation model development platform to advance physical AI. It includes auto-regressive world foundation models, diffusion-based world foundation models, advanced tokenizers, and an NVIDIA CUDA, an AI-accelerated data pipeline. Cosmos models ingest text, image, or video prompts and generate virtual world states as videos.
NVIDIA, we could spend hundreds of billions to develop the next killer AI model.
robotics.
But we can't spend 59 cents to make
real
better
world
and safer
environments,
power casings.
lighting,
Exactly.
and object permanence.
A proper latch.
Developers use
You
NVIDIA
know?
Omniverse to build
Decent solder to
physics-based,
connect things with.
geospatially accurate scenarios.
I wonder if they can
Output
omniverse that.
Omniverse renders
Hmm?
into Cosmos, which generates photoreal, physically based synthetic data.
Ah, spaghetti for Will Smith to eat. Oh.
Whether diverse objects or environments, conditions like weather or time of day, or edge case scenarios. Developers use
Honestly,
Cosmos
it's
to
gonna be
generate
wild.
worlds for reinforcement learning AI feedback to improve policy models or
Robots.
to test and validate model performance. Even across multi-sensor views, Cosmos can generate tokens in real time, bringing the power of foresight and multiverse simulation to AI models, generating every possible future to help the model select the right path.
Oh man. It's getting
Working
scary.
with the world's developer ecosystem, NVIDIA is helping advance the next wave of physical AI.
Imagine they're like creating these like decision paths for people's lives as like a life map. Where it's like, we're explored every single possibility of every single decision that you could make. And here is the best direction for you with your skill set and your abilities.
20 million hours of video. The 20 million hours of video
Are
focuses
all
on
in Jensen's
physical
kitchen,
dynamic things. So
examining his spatulas.
Nature themes, humans walking, hands moving,
Hands,
manipulating things,
touching
things
hands,
that are,
touching
fast camera
you,
movements. It's really about
touching
teaching
me,
AI, not about
sweet
generating creative content,
Caroline.
but teaching the
Bum
AI to
bum
understand the physical world
bum.
and
AI
focus
never
with this
felt
physical
so
AI.
good.
There are many downstream
Sorry.
things that we could do as a result. We could do synthetic data generation to train models. We could distill it and turn it into effectively the beginnings of a robotics model.
But why
We could have it
robotic
generate
models?
Multiple physically based,
But why
physically
robotic models?
plausible scenarios of the future. Basically, do a Doctor Strange. You could because this model understands the physical world. Of course, you saw a whole bunch of images generated. This model understanding the physical world, it also could do, of course, captioning. And so it could take videos, caption it
No
incredibly
caption.
well, and that captioning and the video could be used to train large language models, multimodality large language models. And so you could use this technology to use this foundation model to train robots as well as large language models. And so this is the NVIDIA Cosmos.
You could
The
treat
platform
your
is
romance
a
robot to
regressive
talk
model
back
with
to you
real-time
and
applications,
tell you
has diffusion
things that
models,
are
very high
wrong with
quality
your
image
appearance.
generation.
Just like a real
It's an
person.
incredible tokenizer, basically learning the vocabulary of real world.
Ah,
and a
could it
data
teach the
pipeline that
CES
is all of this.
CEO to say NVIDIA instead of NVIDIA?
We've accelerated everything end to end for you. And so this is the world's first data processing pipeline that's CUDA accelerated as well as AI accelerated. All of this is part of the Cosmos platform. And today we're announcing that Cosmos is open licensed. It's open available on GitHub.
In the ghetto. Or sorry, GitHub.
We hope that this moment, and there's a small, medium, large for very fast models, mainstream models, and also teacher models, basically not knowledge transfer models. Cosmos World Foundation model being open, we really hope will do for the world of robotics and industrial AI what Llama 3 has done for enterprise AI. The magic happens when you connect
there is no magic.
Cosmos to Omniverse, and the reason fundamentally is this.
Robots
Omniverse
love
is
robots.
a physics.
I'm gonna tweet that. I can't believe the CEO of CES thinks it's NVIDIA instead of NVIDIA.
Principled physics simulation grounded system. It's a simulator. When you connect that to Cosmos, it provides the grounding, the ground truth that can control and to condition the Osmos
I'll
generation.
The
As a result,
Osmos?
what comes out of
Or
Osmos
is it the
is grounded on
Cosmos?
truth. This is exactly the same idea.
I
as
think he's
connecting large
combining
language
Omniverse and
to
Cosmos.
a RAG, to a retrieval augmented generation system. You want to ground the AI generation
With
on ground truth.
reverse
So
osmos.
the combination of the two gives you a physically simulated, a physically grounded multiverse generator. And the application, the use cases are really quite exciting. And of course, for robotics.
So it could replace
industrial
Shakespeare with
applications,
its multiverse
this
generator
Cosmos
in
plus
iambic
Cosmos,
pentameter.
Omniverse plus Cosmos
Thank you for correcting
represents the
yourself.
third computer
Finally.
that's necessary for building robotic systems. Every robotics company will ultimately
He's writing out the
build three
roadmap
computers.
here of like what we have to
Otherwise, the
destroy
robotic
should
system could be a factory, the
should
robotic
AI
system
take
could be a
over the
car,
world.
It could be a robot. You need
It's like
three fundamental
these are the
computers.
three
One
things you
computer,
need.
of course,
These are the
to
three
train
computers
the
you need to
AI.
get.
We call it the DGX computer to train the
See,
AI.
this is why they failed in the Matrix. They just destroyed the one.
To deploy the AI, we call that AGX. That's
Mhm.
inside the car, in the robot, or in an AMR, or at the in a stadium, or whatever it is. These computers are at the edge and they're autonomous.
They're edging.
To connect the two, you need a digital twin, and this is all the simulations that you were seeing.
Mhm.
The digital twin is where the AI that has been trained goes to practice, to be refined, to do its synthetic data generation,
You know,
reinforcement learning, AI feedback.
it's
such
the
and so it's the digital twin of the AI.
it's the
This
AI
computer is gonna be working
re-education
with
camp.
NVIDIA's strategy for the industrial world, and we've been talking about this for some time, is this three-computer system. Instead of a three body problem, we have a three-computer solution. And so
Finger guns. Like, I'll be here all week. Try the beef.
So let me give you three examples. All right. So the first example is
His jacket's definitely
how
better
do
than
we
his jokes, that's for sure.
apply all of this
Oh my
to
gosh.
industrial digitalization. There are millions of factories.
Look at this
hundreds of
truck.
thousands of warehouses. That's basically it's the backbone of a $50 trillion manufacturing industry. All of that has to become software defined.
Exactly.
All of
To
this
get rid of the
has
workers,
has
we
have
have to
automation
define
in the
it.
future. And all of it will be infused with robotics.
Mhm.
We're partnering with Keon, the world's
It's like,
leading
imagine factories with
warehouse
no workers.
automation solutions provider, and Accenture, the world's largest professional services provider, and they have a big focus in digital manufacturing, and we're working together to create something that's really special. And I'll show you that in a second. But our go-to-market is essentially the same as all of the other
See, he's
software
creating the
platforms
Omniverse
and all the technology
so he
platforms that we
can
have
live there
through the,
as soon as he gets uploaded.
developers and ecosystem partners.
Humanoid makers.
And we have just
Terrifying.
a growing number of ecosystem partners connecting to Omniverse. And the reason for that is very clear. Everybody wants to digitalize the future of industries. There's so much
Darn
waste,
right.
so much opportunity for automation.
Waste.
In that $50 trillion
Waste.
of the world's GDP. So let's take
That's
a look
people.
At this
The
one
waste.
example that we're doing with Keon and Accenture.
Keon, the supply chain solution company. Accenture,
Let's see your
a
comment.
global leader in professional services.
Are you gonna play game? Nice.
Bringing physical AI.
Oh, Daniela, thank you. You don't have to listen, but if you want to keep listening, I appreciate it.
Managing high-performance warehouse logistics involves navigating a complex web of decisions influenced by constantly shifting variables.
Like
These
people.
include daily and seasonal demand changes, space constraints, workforce availability,
Mhm.
and the integration of diverse robotic and automated systems. And predicting operational KPIs
I don't know.
of a physical warehouse is nearly
You love my commentary. Jensen is just boring. He is very boring.
Keon is adopting
Yeah, probably.
NVIDIA Omniverse blueprint for building industrial
They've
digital
got-
twins to test and optimize robotic fleets. First, Keon's warehouse management solution assigns tasks to the industrial.
Although I will say, for like
in the digital
fully
twin,
automated,
moving
like
a load from a buffer location
fully
to a
automated
shelf
warehouses,
storage
it's pretty excellent
The
for
robot's
that.
brains are
It'd
a
be really
simulation
cool
of
to
a
use
physical warehouse, digitalized into Omniverse using OpenUSD connections
sort of a
to
living
aggregate video and image
like a
to 3D,
living
LiDAR to point cloud, and
ERP
AI
system
generated
where you have sort of ERP that's sort of being, you know, safety stocks and that perpetually being updated and shifted and changed as you receive orders and whatnot, using sort of your supply chain constraints, etc. It would be kind of neat to do that. But
now, Keon can simulate infinite scenarios at scale while measuring
Yeah.
operational KPIs such as throughput, efficiency, and
you know, you can
utilization,
use that to
all
do
before
sort of
deploying changes to the physical warehouse.
some sort of predictive
Together with NVIDIA,
because they formed a union. Now the workers, ex-workers, are suing. Yup. And we can't afford to keep them hired,
Incredible. Everything is in simulation.
including
In the
this.
future, every factory will have a digital twin. And that digital twin operates exactly like the real factory.
Just like
And in
you
fact,
will have a digital
you can
twin
use
doing your
Omniverse and
job
Cosmos to generate a
for
whole
you,
bunch of future
so they can
scenarios.
fire
You
you.
pick
I mean,
one.
so
Then
they
an
can,
AI
you know,
decides which one of the scenarios
yeah.
are the most optimal for whatever
They're
KPI
gonna see the
based
first
on
thing they're
the
gonna do in that digital
constraints
twin is be
of
like, let's see
whatever
what it's
you
like
know,
if we
the AI
eliminate a union.
deployed into the real
Every
factory.
single
The
company,
next
guaranteed.
example, autonomous vehicles. The AV
Yep.
revolution has arrived.
Yeah.
After so many years with Waymo's success and Tesla's success, it is very, very clear autonomous vehicles has finally arrived.
I don't know
Well,
if they've
our
fully
offering
arrived
to
yet.
this industry
They're
is the
still
3D
working their way into
computers,
the parking lot.
training systems to train the AIs, the simulation systems, and
But I
and the bit-
think,
and the synthetic data
I think
generation
as we
systems,
do
Omniverse, and now
move
Cosmos,
forward with
and also the
AI
computer
and
that's
that,
inside the
I
car.
think that will help.
Each car company might work with us in a different way, use one or two or three of the computers. We're working with just about every major.
See, the problem
car
is like
company
when
around
these
the
car
world.
companies are not working
Waymo and
together on
Nvidia,
this,
Tesla,
then
of course,
the
in their data center,
the
BYD,
whole
the largest
whole
EV
self-driving
company in the
thing
world,
kind of falls
JLR 's
apart,
got
I
a really
think.
cool car coming. Mercedes has a fleet of cars coming.
You have to
NVIDIA
have, I think,
starting this
you
year
have to
going into
have
production.
that sort
And I'm
of
super
connectivity
pleased
between these
to announce
cars.
that today, Toyota and NVIDIA are going to partner together to create their
Oh.
next generation AVs.
Oh man, Toyota too now. That's a pretty big one. Oh man.
Just so many cool companies. Lucid and Rivian and Xiaomi and of course Volvo. Just so
There
many
goes
different
their
companies.
stock through the
Huawei
roof.
is building self-driving trucks. Aurora, we announced this week also that Aurora
Yeah, a
is
robot is
utilizing
programmed to
autonomous
eliminate
self-driving
objects that aren't supposed to be somewhere
autonomous
in their
vehicles.
workflow. Some
100
human
million
stumbles
cars
into the
built
area.
this year,
Eliminate
100 million
object.
cars, vehicles on the
I,
road,
I
all
read
connected.
eliminate object in the what is it,
Around the world this
the
year.
Doctor Who, what are they called? What
That's
are they
all
called?
going to
Oh,
be either
the
fully autonomous or fully
what are they
autonomous.
called? The Doctor Who,
This is gonna be a very large industry. I predict that this will likely
the
be
baddies
the
in
first
Doctor Who.
$2 trillion robotics industry.
Doctor Who.
This business for us, notice in just a few of these cars that are starting to ramp into the world.
The
our
Daleks.
business is already $4 billion
Eliminate
this year,
object.
probably on a run rate of
Exterminate
so real
object.
significant business already. This is going to be very large. Well, today
Just think
we're
of what they'll
announcing
do with
that
jaywalkers.
Our next generation processor for the car. Our next generation computer for the car is called Thor.
Radars, lidars. Thor Blackwell. Hey, isn't that the
This is Thor.
Daleks?
This is a robotics computer. This is a robotics computer. It takes sensors. It just
The next GPU shortage,
massive
people are going to be
amount of
breaking into
sensor
cars and
information.
taking those NVIDIA
Processors,
processors. I know it's a robotics computer. It's not an
cameras,
actual GPU, but
high resolution, radars, lidars, they're all coming into this chip. And this chip has to process all that sensor, turn them into tokens, put them into a transformer, and predict the next path.
every path.
This AV computer is now in full production. Thor is 20 times the processing capability of our last generation Orin, which is really the standard of autonomous vehicles today. And so this is just really quite incredible. Thor is in full production.
Yeah. See,
This
really what they
robotic
need to do
processor
is they
also
have to be able
goes
to have
into a
like,
full robot. And so it could be an AMR. It could
they
be
have to have some sort of
humanoid
like
robot,
some level
brain,
communication between cars.
manipulator. This robot,
That's like
this processor
at its
basically
base.
is a universal robotics.
If you want to have proper autonomous cars.
The second part of our drive
That's
systems
my
that
take
I'm
on it.
incredibly proud of is the dedication to safety. Drive OS I'm pleased to announce, is now the first software.
Does it run perfectly like Windows?
programmable AI
Drive
computer
OS? I
that
hope.
has been certified up to ASIL D, which is the highest
Oh, man.
standard of functional
In
safety
America, we'll say,
for
but my
automobiles.
personal
It's
security.
only and the highest. And so
You know
I'm
what?
really, really proud of
Not
it.
even like,
ASIL D,
as
ISO
long as it's like
262,
at a very
it is,
basic level where it
worked with
doesn't
some
even know like
13,000
what,
engineering
like,
years.
I guess any sort of like video processing, you'd have to
And
probably
as a result
scrub
of
that or have
CUDA
it
is
sort of,
now a
I don't know, somehow
functional,
encrypted or
safe
whatever, but like
computer. And so if you go to the
locational
website,
data that's like
NVIDIA
sort of
CUDA
anonymized would be required, but
Okay,
I think
so
it's
now
possible.
I
I think
told
it's
you I was going to
possible.
show you what would we use Omniverse and Cosmos to do.
No,
in
you
the
were talking about your
context
leather
of self-driving
jacket.
cars. And you know, today instead of showing you a whole bunch of
Yeah, we all use social
videos
media.
of
Yeah.
cars driving on the road,
You want to know?
I'll show you some of
This
that too.
this here is going to be
But I
like,
wanna
you
show
know, I
you
don't want them
how
tracking
we
me. It's
use
like, I don't want them
cars
listening to
to
me. It's like,
reconstruct
oh
original
shoot, they're
tools
tracking and
that
listening to me through
AI
this.
and use that capability to train
You know?
future AI
And,
models.
and
Let's play.
Google's already using this to, you know, like do traffic patterns on Google Maps
The
and all that,
autonomous vehicle
right?
revolution is here.
So like why not have that
Autonomous
any
vehicles, like
any
all
sort of like
robots,
EV or
require
whatever,
three
like
computers.
smart car of
NVIDIA
any sort
DGX to train AI models.
is going to be tracking you
Omniverse to test
regardless.
drive and generate synthetic
So
data. And drive
I feel like
AGX, a
them
supercomputer
communicating
in
to
the
each
car.
other would be
Building safe
something that could
autonomous
actually like
vehicles means addressing edge
properly, like you
scenarios.
literally could have like cars
Real-world
driving
data
at like
is limited.
full on
Synthetic
speed.
data is
You know, you could
essential
have
to
like
training.
300-mile-an-hour cars,
The autonomous
you know,
vehicle data
going full
factory,
tilt on the highway
powered by
back and
NVIDIA
forth,
Omniverse,
you
AI
know,
models,
and
Cosmos,
you know, perfectly
will generate
safe because
synthetic
they're,
driving
you know,
scenarios
monitoring
that
every
enhance
single
training data
aspect of it, you
by
know.
orders of magnitude.
One detects, you know, an animal ready to cross the road, you know,
Omnimap
everything
uses
slows
mapped
down
and geospatial
autonomously,
data
you know.
to construct drivable 3D
So
environments.
I still feel like, yeah, if you want to
Driving
have,
scenario variations can be generated from
'cause again,
drive logs or AI traffic generators. Next,
I
a
don't
neural
think that's going to be
reconstruction
helpful,
engine
to be
uses
honest.
autonomous
These,
vehicle sensor logs
you know,
to create
generated stuff
high-fidelity 4D simulation environments.
or
It
simulation.
replays previous drives in 3D and generates scenario variations to amplify training data. Finally,
See,
edified
previous drives that might
3DS
work for like road
automatically
conditions, like
searches through
potholes
existing
and
asset
speed
libraries,
bumps and that.
or generates new assets
Or, you know,
to
like
create
playgrounds or like the
sim-ready
presence of like construction workers. But like,
The Omniverse scenarios
yeah,
are used to
somewhat, but I
condition
don't think it's
Cosmos
going to be as
to
helpful as
generate
like,
massive
you
amounts
know,
of photorealistic data, reducing the sim to real gap.
actual like, you know,
And with text prompts,
reacting to somebody
generate
darting
near
out into
infinite
traffic or somebody's
variations
car
of the
wandering
driving
in, you know,
scenario.
those are things that happen at
With
random,
Cosmos Nemotron video
you know.
search, the massively scaled synthetic data set.
Oh yeah, yeah. Personal privacy ended definitely with the advent of network computers. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, even before the advent of the internet, I would say privacy kind of went out the window with the internet.
Hundreds of drives into billions of effective miles. Setting the
Honestly, like
standard
social media is
for
like
safe and advanced
incentivized us
autonomous
to
driving.
give away, like, you know, like, yeah, show us pictures of when you were younger. What's your what are these security questions? What's your dream job as a child?
Take
And basically, like,
Take
people are giving away this
thousands
private
of
information
drives
for
and
free.
turn them into billions of miles. We are going to have mountains of training data for autonomous
See,
vehicles. Of course, we
That's
still
going to be
need
helpful,
actual cars
but
on the
like,
road.
it's like the
Of
actual
course, we
in the
will
moment,
continuously collect data
what's
for as long
happening
as we
is
shall
going to be
live.
much more
However,
important than the
synthetic data
historical
generation
stuff, I think.
using this multiverse, physically based, physically grounded capability. So that we
Oh, fair
generate
enough.
Data for training
Nielsen
AI
ratings in your
that
cable
are
box,
physically
yeah.
grounded and accurate and or plausible, so that we could have an enormous amount of data to train with. The AV industry is here. This is an incredibly exciting time.
Here, I don't know if it's necessarily here, but
excited about the next several years. I think you're going to see, just as computer graphics was revolutionized such incredible pace, you're going to see.
I don't know if we're going to see
AV
full. I don't know if we're going to
This is
see
tremendous
fully
development.
autonomous vehicles. I have my doubts. Are you done, Jensen? Are you resetting?
I think I think the next part is robotics. So
Oh my gosh.
humanoid robots,
I don't think those are real robots.
my friends.
It's the only friends that Jensen has. The robots.
The ChatGPT
Oh yeah, for
moment
sure. 100% autonomy
for
would
general
require
robotics is
humankind to
just
give up a
around the
lot of
corner.
liberties.
And in fact, all of the enabling technologies that have been
I would think there'd be
about
stretches, you know, maybe not city drive, but stretches
going
of
to make it
highway where
possible for us in the next
autonomous
100 years
driving would be
to see
viable.
very rapid breakthroughs, surprising breakthroughs
You know?
in general robotics. Now, the reason why general robotics is so important is whereas robots with tracks and wheels require special environments
General robotics.
to accommodate them,
What about
there are
major robotics?
3 robots in the world that we can make that require no green fields. Brownfield adaptation is perfect. If we could possibly build these amazing robots, we could deploy them in exactly the world that we've built for ourselves.
Yeah, for trains and subways.
These 3 robots are, one,
Well, even if
agentic
there is
robots
other
with
traffic on those
agentic
tracks, they
AI.
can still manage it, right?
Another
Because again,
integration work
all
is
that
on so we can
traffic
accommodate,
communicates with
the
itself,
computers
with
that
each
we have
other,
in our offices. It's gonna be
right?
great. Number 2,
So I think that's
self-driving
sort of
cars.
where it
The
would
reason
be.
for that is we spent 100+ years building roads and cities. And then number 3,
So
humanoid robots. If we have the technology to solve these 3, this
we
will
can
be the
replace
largest
humans
technology
completely.
industry the world's ever seen. And so
There's
we
8
think
billion
that
applications for all
robotics
this.
era is
It's
just
replacing
around the
each and
corner.
every one of you,
The critical capability
but not CEOs.
is how to train these robots.
You know,
In the case of
you
humanoid
could probably
robots,
replace a lot of consultants with
the
robots and AI. That's for
imitation
sure.
information is rather hard to collect. And the reason for that is, in the case of car, you just drive it. We're driving cars all the time. In the case of these humanoid robots, the imitation information, the human demonstration is rather laborious to do. And so we need to come up with a clever way.
Yeah, the good thing about tracks and that is like it's very, you know,
And somehow
it'd be interesting if there was like
artificial intelligence and
AI landing planes and that,
synthetically
because you could
generate
potentially then, you know,
millions
uh,
of
as far as like airliner traffic, it could
synthetically
all be AI
generated
run.
motions. And from
You know,
those motions,
autonomous.
the
You know,
AI
99% of your flight
Let me show you how that's
is
done.
you know, autopilot anyways already. It's just that takeoff and landing, right? So screwing things
Developers around
together.
the world are building the next wave of physical AI-embodied
We're screwing
robots,
robots.
humanoids.
What?
Developing general-purpose robot models
Look at the booty on that
requires
one.
massive amounts of real-world data, which is costly to capture and curate. NVIDIA
Look at the drip on him.
helps tackle these challenges, providing humanoid robot developers with 4 things: robot
Yeah,
foundation
traffic control
models,
towers for sure.
data pipelines, simulation frameworks, and a Thor robotics
Especially
computer.
too if you coordinate that with like weather
The NVIDIA Isaac
patterns,
Root
etc.
blueprint for synthetic motion generation
All right,
is
so
a
you've got your weather
simulation workflow
predictions,
for
weather
imitation
current
learning,
weather conditions, and
enabling
you can,
developers to
you know,
generate
use that a lot. I
exponentially
know
large data sets
it's
from a small number of
it,
human
it's
demonstrations.
crazy how many jobs
First,
it could
Root
potentially
Telehealth
eliminate, and that's
enables
sort
skilled
of
human
the
workers to portal into a digital twin of their
oh,
robot
look at
using
this.
the Apple Vision Pro.
Manufacturing workers
This
can
means
finally
operators
work
can
from
capture
home.
data even without a physical robot,
It's like
and they can operate the robot in a
manu-
risk-free
manufacturing
environment,
workers can finally
eliminating the
work from
chance of
home.
physical damage or
There you
wear and
go.
tear. To teach a robot a single task, operators capture motion trajectories through a handful of teleoperated demonstrations.
Look at that. You could be
Then use
obese.
Root Mimic to multiply these
Actually, no, wait.
trajectories
Scratch
into a
that.
much larger
You could be
dataset.
somebody who's disabled, who doesn't have a vehicle,
they use
and you
RootGen,
could get a job
built on Omniverse and
working
Cosmos
in a
for
factory
domain randomization
across the
and
country
3D to real upscaling,
as
generating
a
exponentially
human
larger
controller
dataset.
or
The
a
Omniverse
humanoid
and Cosmos
robot.
multiverse simulation engine
that would be
provides
kind
a
of neat.
massively scaled
I will
dataset
say.
to train the
You know,
robot
it'd be
policy.
quite enabling too for like people with
Once the
disabilities.
policy is trained, developers can perform software-in-the-loop testing and validation in Isaac Sim before deploying to the
So.
real robot. The age of general robotics is arriving. Powered by
They'll
NVIDIA
shop
Isaac
for you.
Root,
I do really like the ideas of AI and robotics for helping people who have like disabilities and that to like be more so like, you know, the CEO of the fact, why do I still need a human? That's not AI. Yeah.
To provide technology elements to the robotics industry to accelerate the development of general robotics. And
but I do like that you could use this. Like I think in Japan even they do this sort of, there's a cafe where there are robots that are controlled by people who all over, I think it's from all over the world, who are disabled somehow, whether it's, you know, physical disability or whatnot, but they are able then to like run these robots in this cafe to like perform these, you know, duties, and they get paid for it, which is kind of neat. So there's some cool aspects of it where it's not necessarily, you know, like replacing a job.
And it really revolutionized.
So I like that idea and that sort of application of it.
DGX-1 revolutionized artificial intelligence. The reason why we built it was because we wanted to make it possible for researchers.
It's like these sound effects are all AI developed. I would have never guessed.
Imagine the way supercomputers were built in the past. You really have to
they were
build your
super
own facility, and you have to go build your own infrastructure and really engineer it into existence. And so we created a supercomputer for AI development for researchers and startups that comes literally one out of the box.
Yep. Hey, Annie, nice. The more you buy, the more you save. You got it, man.
Called OpenAI.
You got it.
Elon was there, and Ilya Sutskever was there, and many of NVIDIA engineers were there, and we celebrated the arrival of DGX-1, and obviously it revolutionized.
The more you bought, and the more they bought, the more they saved.
But now
we're joking. Well, more I am kind of joking. It will 100% on good bosses that want to help other humans. Then they're the ones who would just replace their entire mining workforce. You know what though? Mining workforce though?
Every engineer, every creative artist.
With a transformer called Bumblebee. Yeah. But AI HR in its department is scary. That's millions of jobs. No, there's a lot of jobs that it can wipe. There's some jobs that I think it's good that it can wipe. Uh-oh, they shrunk it. His wish came true.
You know, imagine, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, look, he actually shrunk it. Yeah. That's actually pretty decent. Look, it's 3D printed.
This is NVIDIA's latest AI supercomputer.
No, get out of here. Get out of here.
It's finally called Project Digits right now. And if you have a good name for it, reach out to us.
Yeah. I want to call it Jensen Huang.
Here's the amazing thing. This is an AI supercomputer. It runs the entire NVIDIA AI stack. All of NVIDIA software runs on this. DGX Cloud.
Exactly. I think like AI, like, you know, you can have humanoid robots being controlled by people off-site, you know, like drilling rigs and that. You know, not necessarily like replacing the workers, but the workers could work from a safe environment with the humanoid robots in the dangerous environment. Similar to like mining and that, right?
Super secret chip that we've been working on called
and, you know,
the smallest
you shrink everything so we can compensate with big bank accounts. Darn right.
You know what? Let's show everybody inside.
I don't believe that's actually it. Blackwell GPU, Grace GPU. 20 ARM cores. Coherent cache. Yep, there it is. Is that really in his hand?
It's just so cute. And this is the chip that's inside.
That's insane.
It is in production. This top secret chip we did in collaboration. The CPU, the Gray CPU, is built for NVIDIA in collaboration with MediaTek.
I think that's like a DGX level, like an AI supercomputer, basically.
With chip-to-chip NVLink to the Blackwell.
No way.
And this little thing here is in full production. We're expecting this computer to be available
This is nuts.
around May timeframe. And so it's coming at you.
One
It's just
petaflop.
incredible what we could do. And it's just, I think it's, you really...
$250. It's not their, is that their, they're not their like Jetson Nano replacement? No.
All right, so,
Is that what that is?
Imagine this is
No,
what it
I
looks
wish
like.
that was a Shield.
You know, who doesn't want one of those?
That does look cute.
And if you,
I can lie.
if you
It
use
comes in
a
gold.
PC, Mac, you know, anything, because you know it's a cloud platform. It's a cloud.
Oh, is that like their new
platform.
Nano or their Jetson, their new Jetson sort of product?
If you like, if you would like to have
Oh, okay.
double
If that's
the
what it is.
digits, this is what it looks like.
Double
And
digits.
You connect it together with.
And it'll
ConnectX,
cost you
and
6
has
digits.
Nickel, GPU Direct, all of that out of the box. It's like a supercomputer. Our entire supercomputing stack is available.
Okay, so it's not a
And so,
supercomputer. It has their
NVIDIA
stack
Project Digits.
available. Project Digits. Because that's what it'll cost you. Lots of digits.
Okay. Well, let me tell you what I told you. I told you that we are in production with.
Oh my
3
gosh, it's creepy. The
new
one with his little dude on
Blackwells.
it.
Not only is the Grace Blackwell supercomputers, NVLink 72s, in production all over the world, we now have 3 new Blackwell systems in production. One amazing AI foundational world foundation model.
It's
the
just
world's
so creepy.
first
The
physical
little
AI
Jensen
foundation
Huang
model is
on that
open
guy's
and
hand.
available
It's
to
so creepy.
activate the world's industries of
I do
robotics
think the
and
new
such,
Blackwell GPU
and
does look cool
3
though.
And 3
And
robotics.
I'm very interested to see because it looked like that just has a
AI,
board in the center and then there's some
humanoid
sort of
robots,
thing
and
linking
stuff like
the I/O on the end.
It's been an
So it looks
incredible
like
year.
the
I wanna
board
thank
is in
all
the
of you
center
for
with 2
partnership.
fans passing through
Thank all of you
completely.
for coming. I made you a short video to reflect on last year. and
Oh.
look forward to the next year. Play, please.
He made it himself with AI. I was hoping it was the new Shield. NVIDIA Ace. We're not real people. Blackwell. Yeah, so how is this thing? Oh, come on. I want to see more of the Blackwell GPU. If it's true, like the board is like super tiny on it, I cannot wait. I almost would want to get one. Not even to replace my 4090, just to get a water block for it. Because it would be so tiny. And that would be so neat. But yeah, 2000 USD. Ugh. At least it doesn't have that cringy song singing like the last one that they did. Robots in disguise. But yeah, can you imagine that though? Humanoid robots doing like people jobs with like remote workers. That'd be actually kind of neat. Where it's like, yes, here's your VR headset for you to use while operating this robot, and it has hand tracking and everything. You can do it from home, or you can do it while you're on vacation, or from wherever, just as long as you have a an internet connection that's this fast with this low latency, and then you can do it. And basically, like, too, if you're like swapping shift, it's literally like instantaneous. Like, there's no even like handover shift to shift. You know, nobody walking in, walking out, parking spaces, none of that. Yep. Two slot card too, which is insane. Yeah. I don't know if he had the 90 series up there. I think it might have been the 80. He was talking about the 90, but I think he might have had the 80. But yeah, I don't know. I think, you know, a 5070 Ti would probably be more than good enough. I'm gonna wait until there's like actual like proper benchmarks. Like he didn't even do like charts with like he just said randomly with this new technology. But it's exciting. I'm excited to see it. Nothing really, I would say nothing really that was I would say there's nothing really that was like I want to buy this. Like I'm more than happy with my 4090. I think gaming wise, I think it's more than sufficient. I'm very curious to see how that implementation, like, is that like that sort of compression of that memory compression and that sort of AI generation for GPU, like the actual graphics. I'm very curious how that actually like works. And is that something that's already like working in games and it's just like they've got already their models have already been trained and it's part of the driver set on it? But that's one thing. The only thing that would really tempt me to get a 50 series would be is if it comes like with an absolutely tiny PCB, like that little one that he was holding up. If it comes with that, I would be so tempted just from like a water block perspective. Like putting that thing on a water block would be insane. But yeah, I'm very curious with the stuff. Oh, the stream's starting. Let's KO this stream. I'm just gonna 1 second. I'm just gonna switch this. And I will kill that. And get rid of that. There we go. Now we're back. But yeah, I guess that's going to be it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for everyone who stopped by. Defiler for hanging out even throughout all the boringness of the AI stuff. Ani for coming by too, man. Yeah, I think a 5070 Ti would be an excellent one for you because I think right now, I think you're running. Are you still running the 30 series right now, or you want, or did you grab a 40 series? I think you're still what on 3080, 3070. Oh yeah, 5070 Ti would be an excellent upgrade for you, especially too like if it's like, yeah, I would be curious what the actual like memory on it is, like if it's like a 16 or like 20 gig, and even like how that translates to like with that technology they were showing earlier about sort of like the neural compression. I think I was expecting to see that neural compression stuff last year with the 40 series, but they didn't come out with it. But I am glad I went with the 4090 though. I think I got it for a decent deal. I got it for, I think it was like around 1850 Canadian, which is nice, really nice deal. But yeah, I think I'm going to skip the 50. See, I had the 3090 and I was like, I'm going to skip the 4090, blah, 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 blah. But the 4090, they moved all the memory to the one side, which I liked. They implemented AV1 encoding, decoding, which I also wanted. And then there was also DLSS 3.5 and they hooked me in. I had a little bit of FOMO. And I saw one for a good deal. I sold a 3090, and basically at the end of the day, I paid overall, it was around like 1,000 out of pocket if you count the sale of the 3090. So it wasn't too bad of a price for the upgrade. And I just really like the idea of having all the memory on the one side. I didn't like that about the 3090, that they had like a bunch of memory chips on the back, especially like with the GDDR6X that runs hotter. Having that on the back, I was like, I'm gonna have to run like a dual-sided, water block on it, and those are so annoying, and I'm just not a fan. So, but yeah, I'm definitely an egghead. But I think, no, I'm definitely skipping the 50 series. There's nothing that he said there aside from like the tiny PCB. Like I said, then the temptation to put a water block on it. There's nothing really that he said or mentioned there that really made me want to get a 50 series. So I'll probably wait till the 60 series. And by that time, I'll probably be looking at maybe even like a 6080 or something. But yeah, I'll probably be, the next upgrade probably will not be, it probably won't be my GPU. I'll probably be upgrading my CPU before that. But I've got a 5950X, which is still fine. It's running just fine. I'm not running into any issues necessarily. Especially if I'm trying to just game at 144 hertz. So, but yeah, I would say 50 series is kind of interesting. Probably not really worth it if you're on a 40 series. Unless you're like, I don't know, that 550 for the, I'm just trying to think of like, what is that? How does that compare to like the release MSRP on the 40 series and the 30 series? It's like, yeah, that's why I skipped gens. Yeah, 3 laptops and 2 rigs. Yeah, the whole thing, then pass down the units to my nephews and nieces. Yeah, no, exactly. What I did with like some of my stuff, like probably what's gonna happen is when I do upgrade my PC, it'll probably be like the motherboard CPU. That's gonna go to my wife, who's running right now. She's running an i5-10400, so that is still fine for her. Like she's not really running into any issues with it, but when I upgrade, then she'll get the 5950X, and then my daughter, who's got an i7-6700, she'll probably get the 10400, which will be a nice little bump for her, just because the 6700 is not a, it's starting to show its age, but right now she's just using that PC for like Roblox and Minecraft. So yeah, granted she's got a water cooled 3090 in there, but you know, we'll just leave that one off of that. But it'll probably take her up until the 5950X. That 3090 will be just fine for her until she's got the I I know. Listen, that whole like the whole like GPU mining craze, I got a few 3090s, and a few of them paid for themselves. So, and that sort of is how I'm looking at it. Is like, what? It wasn't worth it to sell them. The performance that they get, and the fact that I've owned them since brand new, I'm more than happy to keep them until EOL. So I had 3 3090s. I had one that I kept for me, one that I kept for my wife, and one that I kept for my daughter. And probably what'll happen eventually is the next youngest daughter, when it's her turn to have a PC, it'll probably be then that the both of the 3090s will be for them, and the 4090, I don't know if it'll migrate to my wife's rig, or if she'll just get like a newer gen that's a lower, like a 6070 or something like that. But yeah. Oh no. Yeah, I sold some, held some. I didn't like. I'm not gonna be like, unless it goes to like I don't know, like $10 million per coin or something. I'm not in any position to be like retiring or changing my lifestyle whatsoever. So I there's a little bit. I have sort of a thought in my head of like what level I want to cash out on, and if it reaches there, then I'll happily cash out. And maybe have a bit of a rainy day fund with and a decent little bit for like my daughter's education, and that's sort of the end goal. But no, I was nowhere near any sort of like crypto tycoon or anything like that. I do sort of regret selling some of it, but I had to pay for electricity, had to pay for GPUs. Yeah, but it was a fun hobby. It's still kind of a fun hobby, and who knows? Yeah. Oh man, back in 2010, my goodness, man. You had 11 left when you sold a couple of years ago at 17. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, dude has 100 of them. Wow. That's kind of ridiculous. Wow. Yeah. That was insane. Yeah, I know. I see some of those people that got in like really early, and I'm just like, man. And you know, some people it's like, hey, they sell at some point. It's like, what was it? Actually, I bought Nvidia stock back way back in like you know, in 2020 when everything like took a dump. I cashed out some mutual funds or whatever, and then I invested some of those in stocks. Nvidia was one of those stocks I bought, but I was such a chicken. I sold it like I bought it at like 185 USD before all of the splits, and then I like sold it at like 250 USD. And so I made some money, but man, I could have made a lot more money. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's you know what? At the end of the day, if you made money on something, pat yourself on the back. You did good. You know, you don't have to make all the money. Yeah. Oh, dang. If you have not sold a single stock since 2004, unless you invested in like Enron or Briex, uh, you are a happy camper. Or what was the other one? There's that one. What was that electric car company that like was like a total scam that like GM bought into? Oh, what were they called? Nikola. Yeah, if you unless you bought into Nikola. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? If you've worked really hard, it's good to retire, you know, especially too if you've like really burned the midnight oil, um, a lot of it, then you know it's good for you to settle down, to relax, and you know like enjoy the time that you have. I think though it's good to stay busy. I don't think like yeah, I don't know. I think it's good to stay busy though. I think like for me, um I sort of saw the life that my grandfather lived, and you know, retired. He retired in his like, you know, he thankfully he was able to sort of retire around like I think like around 50 something. Uh he had a good run of real estate, and you know, not like a ton of money, but he was comfortable. And but he never stopped working. He always had like some project that he was doing. He, you know, had like, you know, these little like side things that he would be working on, like he would be like building these windmills out of like stuff, and you know, he just had like these old like engines that he got from like a scrap yard, and you know, hooked them up to like a hydraulic pump and built like this wood splitter with this hydraulic ram from like a scrap like tractor or something, you know, or not tractor, like front end loader or something. Then he would just like always be doing something, building something. No, exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. You just don't need to. Some people though, when they do retire, you know, it's like uh, they just sort of like do nothing. Some people, right? They're like, I don't want to work at all, you know, and they just sort of sit and start to decay. Yeah. No, that's good. That's good that you have good stuff, a lot of stuff to keep you busy. Um, no, no, definitely volunteering in an animal shelter, that'd be a good idea for sure. But yeah, like projects like me, like my ideal retirement is like similar to like what my grandfather did. Because basically what he did is he would make like cutting boards from like scrap wood that he would get. He'd be like laminating it, gluing it together, and like had like a planer and all sorts of like tools in this shop. And me, I would love to have just like a shop that has a lot of tools in it, and you know, these materials that I can just get from like, you know, like scraps from like you know, offcuts of wood, or you know, go to like a scrap yard and just like get things and just bring them home and like make something with it. Um, because like for him, he passed away a couple years ago. Um, he was 92 years old. He was living at home, still in his own home, not like even assisted living, still, you know, making his breakfast, his lunch, his dinner. Um, and he went, you know, he's halfway through like a woodworking project that he was working on, went to bed that night and just didn't wake up in the morning. And I'm like, man, like to me, that's like the ideal. Like if I could like be having like a project, having my mind sharp, being independent for like the until like my 90s, that would be crazy awesome. Like even if I can get to my 80s in that state, I would be a happy camper for sure. Yeah, no, he was amazing. He was so funny. He's like he had like a grade 3 education. He said, "Yeah, I got to grade 3, but that's only because my grade 2 teacher died after the fourth time she did pass me and they just passed me." But like, he was just like he was not a very book smart man, but man, he was like so good. Like his hands-on aptitude was like off the charts. He could like just like grab things, like you could see something and like just from what he sees, he could build it. You know. Yeah. Oh my goodness, you're gonna be legally the guardian of a teenager. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh, dealing. Yeah, your recent diagnosis. Yeah. No, that's a lot to sort of deal with. But man, legally be the guardian of a teenager. That, my friend, sounds like a very difficult job. But I will say, at least from my limited experience, because I've got about 7 years of parenting under my belt, I will say from those 7 years, it is an incredibly rewarding, albeit sometimes very frustrating job. It's probably one of the most rewarding jobs I've encountered. Also, definitely one of the most frustrating and taxing jobs ever. But I will say though, it's a really the investment that it actually represents is really incredible. To be able to invest in somebody in a way that you can shape and affect their future for good is an incredibly heavy responsibility, but it's a really incredible responsibility to be able to have handed to you. So, man, I'll be cheering for you. Yeah. I know. I'm in your world where you posted yourself waiting at the door holding bags. Yeah. Oh man. Dude, honestly though, um, I think the best thing too, even in light of your recent diagnosis, I would say too, like just um appreciate every day. Every day there's gonna be stuff that is gonna potentially frustrate you and bother you, but man, every day there's stuff that you can just look at and just be like, oh my goodness, like even like the stuff like frustrate, like like holding the bag or something, and you're like, oh my goodness, like this is such like a typical thing I would expect, like to be doing at this point. So like I think I think there's even like good stories come from the frustrating things or the difficult times, and I think yeah, the and I know it's kind of different, probably dynamic, because being a guardian of a teenager is a whole other realm. But I will say, just like at the younger ages, like the level of trust that they give to you, um, is again such a big responsibility. But it's such a, oh my goodness, like it's such an honor to have the trust of a child, them to like trust you for like the to trust you for like their well-being, to trust you for like their like man, I would like it's absolutely incredible. um but it's like it's very it's a very heavy thing to have, but like being able to be there for them is such a great thing, and just doing it in the best capacity that you can. Like i'll t- I'll tell you, man, like as a parent, like mistakes all the time. I screw up all the time and I make mistakes all the time. um I'm on my phone way too much, those sort of things. Like I get wrapped up in projects really easily, even like home projects, like almost to the point of like, hey, can you be present for the kids? Kind of wrapped up. But um you know you just take each day one at a time, right? And you know Yeah, you know what? Sometimes too, it comes at you like I've always wanted, but you know what? It is incredible how they can sort of change that um aspect, you know, like yeah, she actually made you question yourself, you know, whether you know you never wanted it, but then she happened, and yeah, why didn't I want it? Um, I think too, like, you know, the fact that you were saying too, you're sort of alluding to earlier, like that you were like one of those people that just like went all out, you know, career wise, working like your butt off. And I feel like for people who are going all out on their career, it's like it's incredibly difficult. Hey, Puro, welcome to the stream. You've missed the tech stuff, and now it's just the parenting and talking stuff. But oh man, definitely, I will tell you though, man. Like yeah, like the earlier stuff that you were talking about, like you know, if you're really wrapped up in career, if you're really wrapped up in like pushing yourself and like sort of pushing your progression in the business world, um, it's a very difficult thing to balance with kids, and you know, uh, so I think you're maybe even like in a better position now, so especially to like being retired as well, and you know, taking on that role um as a guardian. I think you're probably much better uh positioned time wise and emotionally, like resource wise, to be investing that. But yeah, you took a nap for much longer. Yeah. No, and you know, that's why I think like a lot of professionals, like especially like high level professionals, like marriages, I think a lot of times are very difficult to balance with that, because it's basically a lot of them, like especially to be at like that high level, you're basically married to your company, you know, and I don't think that's not necessarily a level I ever aspire to be, you know, but I can see that level that people put in, and I can definitely like appreciate like the amount they're putting into it. I think that's why too, like when people are talking about, you know, how much CEOs make versus like, you know, the general worker, it's like yes, there is a lot of pay gap between them, but like, you know, some CEOs, they live and breathe that company, and that's their children, that's their wife, that's their everything, right? And as like a sort of a lower level worker where you can just go in, and as soon as that bell rings, or as soon as you punch out, or as soon as your salary time is done, you can just walk out that door and leave everything behind. That's a luxury that a lot of those CEOs don't really have, you know? So yeah, 100-hour weeks, that's like absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah. No, and I can see that, right? You know, and it's good that you got rewarded for your effort in the business world, but it does suck that sort of it led to sort of that breakdown as far as family life. But I think it's really cool that you have sort of a family life now, right? Like a portion of it that you can have, you know? And so I think there's definitely definitely like a silver lining in that, right? So it's good that you can at least appreciate and enjoy that. And that's why I'm saying, like, you know, every day appreciate it, you know, and just take it in. And you know, the tough things, you know, take them as like you know, as I think everything can be a fond memory if you have the right if you have the right attitude, right? Yeah, well equipped now to have a child, but I gave up a lot along the way. No, no, I hear you. Like, you know, like it sounds like you're pretty set up like resource wise, right? Which is good. You two probably learned a lot of like good like sort of like people management skills, which can probably be well transferred. Yeah. You have a memory every month. It's called alimony. That's awesome. Oh man. Honestly though, it's I think it's good too that though, like I think the if you take sort of the shift in focus, right? Like, as you're sort of shifting away, like from that like hard business line, like to, sort of more of like the softer side of like being a parent, being a guardian, which also sort of requires its own sort of hardness to it as well, right? But I think it'll, I don't know. For me, I've just been if I look back, there's been like this wealth of appreciation that sort of has grown out of, being a parent. And I really appreciate that. Um, and I think too, if you have a good if you have a good outlook, and if you have a good um just sort of a good vision of like who you want to be for this child, um it can really help you out in a way where I don't know, you can just really cherish and find a lot of you can find a lot of value and reward in life, similar to how you would find value and reward in like the busy corporate life, but like with a lot less stress. um well, maybe not less stress, but a different type of stress maybe. But I feel like it pays bigger dividends, as far as the interpersonal investment and payoff. Yeah. Yeah, and you know what, that's sort of the thing. Like it's tough too, because like I hear you on that. Like, you try to explain to your wife that you can retire early, enjoy more of life. Yeah, I'd probably choose to stop at upper management short of C-suite. Yeah. And you know what? Like, I think it's tough because like too, like I have a similar struggle, not necessarily with like where it's like I'll be working on a project, like especially like a home project. I'm doing a home project because I want to do something really nice for my family. But if that home project is taking me away from like the actual family, it's sort of like um it doesn't matter how beneficial it's going to be. It's not going to be good for everyone. And so it's like that's something that I've been learning, as well. Um Especially, once kids came along, because before I could sort of like work on whatever project, and my wife sort of has her own sort of projects that she likes to work on, her art and stuff like that. And for me it was like, we could do that, but like now it's like, since a lot of like the work stuff like that I want to do, like especially like building things, like tools are loud, so I can't really do it at night after the kids are in bed. I can do the streaming stuff when the kids are in bed, and that doesn't really affect too much negatively. But like um yeah, like when it's like if I'm working on like a project where I'm like building a shelf, or I don't know, putting together refinishing something, or I even have in my head, I want to do like a new full-on desk setup here for like my workstation, my wife's workstation, my daughter's sort of gaming station. We have all of our computers are like all along the one wall in our basement here, and it's like all of us are next to each other, so we can sort of like game together. But I want to do something to like make it a little easier for us to sit here and game, give my wife a bit better of a workspace, to do her art, and my daughter to have like sort of a nicer area, because like she's sort of like cut off in the one area, doesn't have a ton of space with her like mouse and keyboard. So it's I'd love to do that, but again, it's like that's gonna sort of be something that's gonna like take me away from them during the day. And it's like, hi, maybe I can, maybe I can't. Um, Again, Sabrina, she does a lot of good stuff about like, giving me time to work on projects and that. But if I keep pushing it and I keep pushing it, it's gonna start wearing on her, and then, it's gonna start, causing strain and stress, and then it's gonna lead to, more frayed patience between her and me, and possibly between her, me, and the kids. And it just sort of, it's like, if I do this nice thing, it's a nice thing, but it can lead to like that sort of difficulty, and it ends up, the good thing ends up being a bad thing, even though it is a good thing, if you know what I mean. So I think too, though, I think, again, there's not much we can do as far as like changing the past, but I think the beneficial thing is always looking forward and trying to do your best at what's next. Um, you know, so I don't know. I think it's good though. Yeah, I'm going on vacations, but that's not what my wife wanted. Yeah, she wanted you home to do simple things together, like watch a movie or play a video game. Yeah, and it's it's a tough balance, because again, if it's just the simple things, then sometimes it's like, well, that stuff gets boring, and it's it's a it's a difficult balance sometimes. But I don't know. I find it is very helpful though to have somebody who's very understanding, and I appreciate that about Sabrina. She's very understanding, and she's very supportive. She's a very supportive wife, which I appreciate. No, and that's good. And I think there's lost time that you might not be able to make up for necessarily, but there's new time that you can invest in, with her. So, and I think it's good that you have the resources now that you can give her that attention, right? And I think too, it sounds like you're saying she's a teenager, right? So like her being able to have that emotional maturity to understand sort of, where you're coming from, you know, as well, right? And sort of like uh, you know, why you were making the sacrifices, even if they were necessarily. Oh man, going to Taylor Swift concerts. Oh man, dude. You know what though? Honestly, it's like I'm honestly too, like being a dad to a daughter is like, I don't know. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I would not trade that for the world either. Some people are like, aren't you like disappointed you didn't have a son? I'm like, why? Why? Like I'm more than happy with a daughter. I have two daughters, so like I'm more than happy with two daughters. But yeah. Hey, you know what? You gotta do a little bit of a give and take. It's like, listen, I'll you watch one football game with me and we'll go to a Taylor Swift concert. Sometimes the give is a lot more than the take, but that's how it goes. Or you know what? Who knows? Maybe she'll like a guy that likes football, and eventually she'll be like, "Hey dad, I need to know everything there is about football." And you can be there. Be like, "Listen, is this guy decent?" And if she's like, "No, he's a bad boy," and then you just start teaching her everything wrong about football. So she totally embarrasses herself and has no chance. That's the best way to do it. I joke though. I joke. Oh man. Well, honestly, man, I'm excited for you though in the new role that you got, and you know what? I wish you all the best in it. And I think if you take it one day at a time, and you put in your best, uh, and you have fun with it, like just it can be, and I think it will be one of the most rewarding things that you've done in your life. And I think you have plenty of, oh dude, I I don't know if I'm a good role model, but I can tell you about my mistakes to help you not make them as well. But honestly though, I think you're gonna do good, and I think too, like, if you are having doubts at any time, that is a fully natural thing, because as a parent, trust me, I'm like always like, did I just ruin everything? Like that's a frequent thought, that sort of goes through my mind when I make a mistake. But man, I'm honored to be viewed as anything like a role model, like very much so. Like, but dude, like honestly though, it's a it's an incredible thing though. I would never trade it, for the world. We had our time without kids, and we enjoyed it, and it was fun, and kids definitely shift gears a lot. A teen I would say is you know that opens up a lot of other stuff too, like you can do like a lot more cool travel, and they're sort of more willing to like sort of go along with you with things. But depending too on their interests and all that. But yeah, no, it's quite the journey, man. And I think though, yeah, you can definitely just maximize every day. That's my recommendation. Just maximize every day. Enjoy the frustrations, enjoy the victories, and whatever it is, you know? Yeah. Even if I have to be the bad dad for a bad boyfriend, you know what? Sometimes too, even sometimes too, like the bad boyfriend is just a bad boyfriend because he's never had a good dad, you know? And sometimes it's even like, I could talk like this because I'm like, my daughter's not dating, nor is she like anywhere near in time for dating. And like, my tune might change completely when the dating thing comes around. But, sometimes too, you can be even a role model for them as well, right? And, you know, you can, there's a lot that you've learned that you can teach people, and the great thing is that you can potentially be teaching that to your kid, helping them to make, wise decisions, but also too, um, giving them the space, at least within reason, to make mistakes as well. So I know for me, like my parents said stuff, and I'm like, you guys don't know nothing. And then like I made my own mistakes, and then I look back, and I'm like, yeah, they knew everything. They knew exactly what I was about to do, and they gave me the best advice, and I didn't listen to them. But at the end of the day, the real important thing is that they know that you love them and that you're in their corner 100%. And that's sort of my goal, is I want, even if I make mistakes, that my daughters, they know that I love them and I'm in their corner 100%. So, and also my wife knows that I love her and I'm in her corner 100% too. Even if sometimes she wants me to play Minecraft and I might not want to play, but I usually want to play. But yeah, that's a little inside joke with us. But yeah, no, we're definitely all dumb kids at one point or another, for sure. But man, I'm gonna call it a night. It's almost midnight and I got work tomorrow. But man, it was so awesome chatting with you. And Oleg, unfortunately, I don't think there will be a new Shield TV. I wish there would be, but he didn't even come close. The closest to a Shield TV was partway through the presentation, Oleg. He picked up like this big like silicon wafer, imitation silicon wafer, I'm pretty sure, and it had like one of their like supercomputer cluster things on it, and it was like a Shield. And so technically, because it had like NVIDIA processors on it, it was an NVIDIA Shield, but wasn't actually the Shield TV. I'm still waiting, man. I want them to have one at some point, but I feel like, I don't know, it's never gonna happen. I know. Sorry, Oleg. But yeah, I hope you all have a great night though, and thank you everybody for tuning in. And hey, might as well hit that like button on the way out if you haven't, and maybe consider subscribing if you'd like it. And yeah, I will see you guys all in the next one. I'm hoping to have another stream this Friday where I'll be playing some Mass Effect. So have a good night. Good night, Puro. Thank you for stopping by as well. Have a good night, everybody, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.